We have a jam-packed episode today.
Sorry, that's the worst thing you've ever said.
Well, this is breaking news to me. I haven't heard anything about this.
Quick story time.
I had that freaking near fatal collapse. You didn't.
Welcome to Zeducation University, the world's first tuition-free education program in podcast form. In today's show, we will be discussing the Olympic hockey games, the State of the Union, some crazy conspiracies, and much, much more. But first, for some morning announcements before we get into school, get into our first period statistics class, and your much-needed education. We are now on two different channels here on YouTube, if you are watching on YouTube. We have the main channel, Zeducation University, where the full show will be played. We also now have the Zeducation University Clips channel. So if you don't have time to watch the full 2-hour show, head over to the Clips channel, get the highlights, pick the segments that you want to watch, and watch there. Also, please subscribe, click the bell for notifications. It's very, very important. It helps us grow there. Also, if you just want to listen, head over to your podcasting app, Spotify, Apple, iHeart. We are there. Download the show there and leave us a review. That's also a huge help in growing the show. So if you like the show, please support us in those ways. Dave, looks like you want to say something.
You get your undergrad at the Clips channel. You major at the main channel.
Someone said we should call it Zeducation Community College. And then someone else said we should call it Deve's Technical Institute.
The community college, I like.
The community college. We should have called it that. That's what we should have called the main channel, but I like university is more important.
Yeah. So,
before we get into some rapid fire headlines and some first period statistics class, do we have any health updates? Because this is our new thing. Is we're all complaining about our health. I'm looking at you.
Okay, so I got serious health issues, but my latest thing right now is so I fight freaking headaches like crazy. Everybody, I mean, you guys know that. And so I went in and I had like some blood work done, to see because I've been using the I'm a veteran, blah blah blah, but I've been using the VA. And finally, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go and see if somebody else can see something else, I get a second opinion on it. I went in, had blood work done, and something's wrong with my kidney function. Yeah. So now it's my hip. Now it's my hip hurts like a mother trucker. Got headaches, kidney function problems, freaking knees like just roached from jumping out of planes and blah, blah, blah.
What did I tell you on the phone? A toe-to-so. You know what? I hate to say a toe-to-so. It's not the time for a toe-to-so, but a toe-to-so.
Yeah.
Dude, I've been telling you for years to stop drinking that energy drink crap.
Dude, I'm not drinking energy drink. I stopped. Listen, this is big news. Actually, I'm not drinking. I'm just drinking pure water now. That's big news, and I gotta choke it down. I drink a lot of fluids.
Asmongold over here.
Yeah. But I'm talking about pure water. I'll drink a lot of flavored stuff, but
I'm talking
pure water,
0.0 pH. The stuff that just goes right through you.
The smart stuff. The stuff that's smart, Daniel. Smart water.
I only drink glacial water.
I just can't wait though. When I die on my tombstone, I want to say, "See, I told her so." I told you I was sick.
I'm gonna be drinking a Monster at your funeral.
No one believes me. No one believes me, Dave.
You put a little extra cup on the headstone so people can put Monster inside of that.
One last one before you lower you.
Although they did say your vitamin B and D is amazingly perfect. They're
really?
Like, yeah. They're like, "Do you take supplements?" I'm like, "I do." Thank you for noticing.
I also have to say before we get into the show
I don't know about the flu, though. Hold on. The flu.
What about the flu?
What about the flu?
Oh, yeah, Dave, are you still sick?
I was suffering from PWS.
Can you say that? What does that mean?
I don't even...
Pickle withdrawal syndrome.
Oh.
Yeah, the guy did have a pickle in the car this morning.
Did he?
He ate a pickle out of a bag.
It felt great.
He had pickled beef jerky the other day, which was amazing, actually. Surprisingly, it was good.
It's good.
So welcome to the show, folks. That's who we all are. A bunch of hypochondriacs, and Dave loves dill pickles. I mean,
yeah.
Anyways, here we go.
Now I'm stressed out. How is this even supposed to be a funny show? And I'm sitting here nervous. Starting to sweat.
No, it is funny because I was listening to the show. I was like, dude, we're old bastards complaining about our ailments. Anyways, let's do some rapid fire headlines before we get into first period. We have a lot to get to today. I'm excited about today's show. I feel like the response so far to the show has been very positive. So thank you all for being here and listening and watching on YouTube. It's been fun to get back and doing this again. So some rapid fire headlines. Oh, actually, one more announcement. When the baby comes, we're not going to do a show for about 2 weeks. Just so you guys know.
Good time for old clips.
Yep.
Old clips.
So on the podcast, on the Clips channel, if you guys like the clips or you're not over there yet, we're going to post some clips from the old show from Zedcast.
We could also run Janelle.
Do a what? We'll talk about that afterwards.
Okay.
We'll talk about it afterwards.
Okay.
But that's what's going on. That's what we're doing with the show. More on that later.
Listen, you're gonna want time away from the house when the baby comes. You should be like using.
We'll
that
see what
as
happens.
like,
Possibly.
you should be.
But just we'll talk about it afterwards.
Okay.
I'm just priming it just in case. Rapid fire headlines. U.S. men's and women's hockey teams won gold. I think I predicted that the women's team was going to win by a lot. They won in overtime, and I thought the men's team was going to lose. They won in overtime as well. Did you guys watch the games?
No. Dude, that's too long.
It was like early in the morning.
Check the box scores, dude.
Rather watch like Game of Thrones or something, I guess, Knights of the Seven Kingdom.
I didn't watch it either.
What?
I didn't watch it either.
Okay, on that though, did you see the TV ratings? 50% of the Minneapolis households had the game on.
Holy
awesome.
Yep.
moly.
And I think there was 3 above them. It was like somewhere in Canada and on the East Coast. And then Fort Myers, which has like a huge snowbird population from Minnesota, had like a 46% TV household was on. So that's how many people were watching in our market.
Did you see those guys online that said if Canada loses, they're from Canada. If Canada loses, we'll do whatever the top comment is.
Oh no! Oh, was it join the military?
Yeah, it was become a U.S. citizen, join the Marines, and do 20 years.
I saw it. And they called the immigration office to try to become citizens.
Yeah, now they're trying to become citizens. I don't know if this is true, if they're really going to go through with it, but if they do, that is epic.
That is epic, dude. That is, yeah. Oh, speaking of which, I said this on the morning show. I had a dream last night that I rejoined the Air Force. I have this recurring dream.
Was it a nightmare?
No, in the dream, I was like, this is what it is. Got to do what I got to do. I'm going to serve my country.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get, money's going to be tight, but it is what it is. And I joined. I joined, and then I was like a subordinate of people that I was ahead of when I was, in the military. Like, what now? What is it? So like 12 years ago? And so these people would all be close to their retirement, and I'm just joining again.
You're like, oh, man.
I know, but I have that recurring dream where it's like sometimes it's a nightmare. I'm like, what am I doing? I've been to basic training. I've done this. This is a mistake.
That's called PTSD.
You think I'm kidding?
I have this really amazing dream. I wake up sweating.
Well, okay, so on the Olympics thing, did you guys see the backlash? Trump made a joke in the locker room. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
It was so silly, but
What was the joke?
he said, you could maybe hit on this, but the joke was like, he's on the phone congratulating the men's team, and then he said, yeah, we'd love to have you guys at the White House. We're going to have to invite the women's team too. Something like that. Like, oh, you're going to have to share the spotlight because they won gold too.
Yeah.
And I don't even know, as a really mild joke, if you ask me. If it was even considered a joke, that's silly.
Yeah.
But people freaked out about it. Like,
Oh, is that why they didn't come?
they didn't come to the State of the Union.
Right.
They are supposed to come to the White House, though. I just saw that they're still coming to the White House.
Okay.
So they just didn't go to the State of the Union for whatever reason. But yeah, so there was a really silly backlash. It just felt like today everything is politicized. There's always, literally everything that happens is politicized. And that, unfortunately, wasn't safe from it.
Well, I had heard that they didn't have enough time. And I was thinking, I was like, because I had looked and they won gold on February 22nd. And
Sunday.
Yep. And then they flew straight to Miami and partied. Basically didn't sleep, went to the State of the Union. And I was like, well, when did the women win? Because I wasn't watching. But they won a couple days before that on the 24th.
Yeah.
So they had plenty of time.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they didn't have enough time to do their hair and makeup. I don't know.
Who knows? Oh, dude, I can't believe you made that joke. I can't believe it.
No, it was good. Because the older I get, the more I realize You can get the whole update instead of spending, 2-3 hours watching the game. You can literally just wait for it to end. Boom. 5 seconds later, you get all the results. Maybe 5 minutes of reading. Saw the goals, saw the misses. Like, dude, McKinnon, that was a Gary field goal or Gary Anderson field goal. Would have made it 99 times out of 100. Dude, more importantly, Johnny Gaudreau, I thought the remembrance of him for the whole Olympics was pretty awesome because that was pretty terrible how the guy went out, bringing his kids on the ice for the medals. And
what do you think about the Medal of Freedom going to the goalie?
That was awesome.
Really?
I don't know
how I felt about it.
Athletes have previously gotten that.
Right. I just didn't know how I felt about it. I was like,
They won because of him, no question. Did you see some of the saves he made?
No, I didn't watch the game, so I.
And as much as we hate politics and sports, the Olympics is a political thing, always has been. So for him to perform like that and put America on a pedestal, I think is absolutely deserving. And that medal goes to actors, actresses. It goes to anyone who is influential in their spaces on the public eye.
Yeah.
So should it be like that? I don't know, but that's just what the award has done. All right, speaking of more rapid-fire headlines, we got the State of the Union. Did you guys watch it? I'm not even going to look at you when I say that because...
No, actually, I did.
I watched the whole thing. It was the best State of the Union ever.
And that's the review that I didn't watch it, but I keep seeing that. I see the clips I've seen are great. Everyone says it's probably one of the best speeches Trump's ever given. I don't know. Would you agree?
I would sit down and watch it again.
Really?
It was that good.
Really?
It was that good.
Yeah, the burns, man. The Elon Omar burn was so golden that it was like, you deserve every bit of that. I'm sure you saw the clip.
Yep.
But it was like, for her to sit there and be smug about it, like Tim Walz even recognizes the fraud that's been happening in Minnesota as far as where it originates from and the majority of people that take advantage of the fraud here in Minnesota. So for her to, be upset about it, it's like, what, maybe it might help you if you recognize some of the atrocities that have happened.
Well, she wants the current system to burn down, so I feel no sympathy for her. Yeah. It's evident by everything she's ever said.
I think even if you watch too, people weren't really necessarily supporting her other than her one crazy friend. I think that people are trying to distance.
Yeah, she's nuts too.
I think people are trying to distance themselves from her.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, it was a interesting. He was fiery in there, and one of the big takeaways, and I'll talk about what my biggest one on the Medal of Honor piece here. We have another little episode or a segment coming up, but the fact how he would call people out to stand up for good American value things. Do you agree that how did he say it? Do you agree that it's your top priority to take care of American citizens over the illegals? I'm paraphrasing. And they didn't stand up.
Yeah,
he said stand up if you think that. And all the Democrats, I think a couple stood up, but most of them didn't stand up.
Yeah. You got Elizabeth Warren to stand up, though, which was impressive.
On that one?
No, on the trader. We need to stop insider trading within the government.
She got called out, too, on that past.
She did, but she actually stood up, and that's where I'm like, you know what?
Good for her.
Yeah.
So it was again. All the clips I saw were awesome, and the reviews are raving that it was a great State of the Union, and I think that's something Trump needed. I think Trump needed a good review or a good State of the Union. But anyways, more on that later. We had the Mexico chaos. Do you guys see that? We'll lightly touch on this one,
dude. Yeah, but do you remember seeing some of those spots in Puerto Vallarta? Because we were down there.
Yeah. I got the worst sunburn of my life there,
dude. Yeah, wow.
I'm actually surprised. In my mind, I would think that this would be against what they would do this time of year, especially.
Well, before I didn't say what happened.
Oh, okay.
Real quick, there was a cartel leader that was taken out by the Mexican government with the intel help of the U.S. government. There was speculation that the Delta Force went in there, but that did not happen. We gave them intel, so we helped with it. They took out the cartel leader, and then they went, and what did the cartel do? They were burning stuff down. They were taking people hostage, I think.
Yeah, they basically did a George Floyd to the country.
Did you see
they burned the place down?
Did you see the photos of, and this is where AI is rampant, but the photos of the cartel dressed in military gear?
I did.
That was pretty insane.
Yeah.
You would assume that they're special ops the way they looked.
But there are people that just sit on Reddit forums that have never served in the military that look like that too.
Yeah.
So I think it's just, that's a show. if they actually went up against Delta Force and SEAL Team 6, they would get absolutely destroyed.
Right.
They
I mean,
would.
you heard what happened in Venezuela. So it's like they're cosplaying. They're just drug dealers that are ruthless down in Mexico. But if they actually had to face a real force, they'd get destroyed.
They would. I mean, I will give the, in some sense, because the ones that I see here that are sitting at the protest usually are somewhat too big to even fit inside the suit. So at least they actually could get inside of it and look the part.
The communist tank division.
Yeah.
So I saw people the next day that were living in Mexico in these places that were saying that the American media is making this into a way bigger thing than it was. It was a big deal. They did come here and like burned a couple cars down. Like I can show you the street or place across the street, but I'm an American. I'm sitting here on the street. Everyone's walking around and shopping and like things are back to normal now. So it's like, okay, I see the video. It looks real. This is a real person who says they're not even a liberal. Like, because there was one lady who got upset because Benny Johnson included her clip of libs melting down and in Mexico and included her clip. And it was like, wait, but I'm not even a liberal and I'm a conservative. I live down here in the winter times and like, you're including me on this? What are you doing? What is your point of this in the media? Because that's not even, what's happening is not true. What you're saying is not actually happening. So I've seen several of those clips in Mexico too.
So is it happening or not?
No. The burning of buildings, that stuff, the guy
Right.
got taken out, that happened.
Right.
But I mean, there's videos the very next day of all of people walking around shopping in the same exact places. So it's like, what is happening? What is the truth? I don't think we ever get the truth. That's how I always feel about everything in the media.
I saw a interview of some guy that was down there from Edmonton, and he was like, "I'm never going to Mexico again." He was crying, and he was like, "It was the most terrifying thing that's ever happened to me in my life." So I think everybody has different experiences, and it's just kind of like any kind of a high intensity situation. Or I think of like my sister, for example. She canceled her trip going to Mexico out of fear of what's going on. Right?
Well, I wouldn't have gone down there, period, ever before even this, because like, dude, this is not a new thing. People have been kidnapped by cartels many times. American tourists.
So I'll tell you a story of a personal friend. He his buddy was down there running in the morning. This is in it's just south of Canton. Was it Playa del Carmen?
Playa del Carmen?
Is that what it is? Okay, yeah. He was down there and he was running in the morning, early morning. He got grabbed, kidnapped. He had nothing on him. They were going to rob him, and they ended up raping him.
What?
Yep, they ended up raping him. And
How long ago is this?
it's been probably 5 years now. It's been about 5 years ago.
Jeez.
Yeah. So it's just,
And he was just there on vacation, or was he there like a
he was there on vacation.
Okay.
He was there on vacation. But if you look at the stats, because I looked at the stats, I was just glancing at the stats. The chance of you getting murdered as a tourist in Mexico is way less than the stats of getting murdered in the United States. Just as a citizen.
going to Chicago?
I was just
Yeah,
going to say
right.
that, especially
Yeah, no
Chicago.
kidding, right? Yeah. But I mean, so there is that.
Yeah.
There is that. And I would think this is the weird piece about the whole thing to me is I would think that the cartel, I know they're smuggling drugs and blah, 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 whatever they're doing. But I'd also think they'd be putting their money into a lot of these resorts or these hotels. I would
Launder the money?
Yeah, I would assume. I don't even know.
think so.
Yeah, I would assume they invest the money, in other ways so that they can create, some stability inside their, in case anything ever happens. But you would think that they would have best interest in having these people, have a good experience, meaning the tourism market. That's a big thing down in Mexico, the tourism market. You'd think they really, really want to protect it. So
You'd think so.
So I don't know if once this guy died, everyone lost their, their heads and.
Well, I think always got to look at this also as a future thing is the power vacuum. Who's going to suck up? A lot of times in the cartels, it'll break off into divisions because two people will fight for the power, the head spot. And then that does create quite a bit of conflict because then that cartel splits off into either branches, 2, 3, 4, and then little ones get knocked off or don't, whatever. But, or if the CIA, plants someone in there.
That's a real thing too.
And I don't want to go down this today,
Yeah,
but
because we got to get going.
yeah, but I was down in South America with the takeover with the Cali cartel, and we were wrestling with them at that time, and we were unofficially there. That
When
was
you
like,
were in the army?
Mm-hmm. Yep. That was we were unofficially couldn't use their phones. We couldn't call on the phone. Anything, like everything was supposedly tapped. They didn't want anything to get out into out into the media. Blah blah blah. But we were patrolling the jungles and dealing
What's
with-
that movie? The movie that
Tom Cruise?
no. There's a movie about how the CIA is very involved in this stuff because it's easier.
White Boy Rick?
No. It's
The one with Denzel Washington?
no. Stop. No.
Little Ricky?
It's with the guy that's in Dune, and then she's also
Timothy Charlemagne?
no.
The fact that you use Dune as a reference,
No,
shame on you.
he's like a have you ever watched those movies?
no.
Dude, they're phenomenal.
Dune?
Dune, yes.
No way, man. Like, I'm out. I can't watch that. That's like no. Anything Star Trek, that kind of
I'm
stuff,
telling you.
I'm out.
I'm telling you.
I'm sorry.
telling you, it's a phenomenal movie. But it's what. Yeah. Anyways,
Narcos?
dude, stop. Breaking Bad. That's the word I'm thinking of. No, dude, no. But the movie is a dark movie about how, like, at the end, you realize, like, oh, the CIA is not actually trying to stop this stuff.
They're
They're just trying to control it. Yeah.
Yep.
So, and there's a lot of evidence to show that is the truth.
Absolutely.
But anyways, we got to get going here. We're already behind. 18-minute intro there. There we go. So first period statistics class. Dave, pull up this map. We got a fun map to start with. The forest coverage in America. So blow that up a little bit, Dave, so Daniel can see it. Put it over yeah.
All right, we'll just make it big, larger charge.
Yeah, put it over the whole screen. So if you're listening on the podcasting app, there's a map here and it shows the forest coverage of every state. Where we live, Minnesota, the coverage is 34%, which seems about accurate because you get out of like south of Brainerd, maybe even down towards St. Cloud, it's pretty flat farmland. You get west of Bemidji, it's all River Valley,
Bemidji
farmland. Some shocking numbers here, I thought. North Dakota, I don't know if this is shocking, only 2% of the state is covered in forest.
You drive through there, like those are planted trees from citizens. That wasn't natural.
Those are shelter belts from the early settlers. Yeah. The highest forest coverage, West Virginia has 79%,
I believe that.
Vermont 78%, New Hampshire 84%, Maine 89%. I would have thought that Alaska would have been the highest, but Alaska's only 35%.
What?
Well, you got
Oh, I suppose.
you were just with the Arctic Circle and stuff.
And the highest down south, Alabama at 71%.
That one, when I saw that, that shocked me. 71% does not seem real.
I know. When we drove down there, though, I was really surprised that it was a pretty beautiful place.
It is. You know that it's a surprisingly gorgeous place.
It is.
Alabama is. It's surprisingly.
Mississippi, I was like, wow, how is this place like so poor? Because it is a beautiful state.
I would agree. Mississippi's a really nice state.
So yeah, there's fact number one. This is your forest coverage of each state. Nevada, not
Look
surprising.
at Oregon.
16%.
Oregon kind of surprises me. 49%.
There's a big
49.
logging stuff over there, right? Washington, Oregon. I mean,
But I think once you get east, you get past that, because there's like a mountain range there.
Yeah, there's a lot of desert.
Real desert. Yeah,
Yeah, there's real.
Washington 53%.
Yeah, over like towards Spokane, like I don't know the mountain range over there, but there's a lot of desert in Washington.
Mm-hmm.
There's only like a rip by the coast it's real foresty.
okay.
Nebraska 3%, unless you count the corn. You got 98% there.
Yeah, you ever seen that Corn Palace, man? Thick enough stalks to make you think it's a tree.
All right,
That's interesting. I like that. Thanks for sharing that. That's surprising.
well, there we go. That's what we're here. We're here to educate.
Shit, I just got educated.
Welcome to Zeducation University. All right, here's a good one. This will educate you. Fact number 2. So Abby and Brittany, the famous conjoined twins, do you guys know who that is?
I
I
do.
believe they had a TV show. I think they're from Minnesota.
Oh, really?
I think so. I could be wrong.
I think they are too.
I'm pretty sure they are. But I thought this was really unfair. They had to pay 2 separate college tuition fees.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Is this true? Okay, go ahead.
I'm not done. I'm not done. But now only receive 1 salary from their job. Dude, I feel like that's really unfair.
That's messed up.
That's messed up.
Oh my gosh.
That's so messed up, dude.
There's a lawsuit there. There's something going on there.
The courts need to
That's
define.
wild.
They need to define this. Isn't that crazy?
That's wild. Wait,
I know.
What were their degrees?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
That is so
Let's
weird.
look it up right now.
That is so oh man.
Abby and Brittany conjoin twins degrees.
Yeah, and if you can see where they went to school, I'm just kind of
They
curious
each
to know
graduated
these details.
with Bachelor of Arts degrees in 2012. Doesn't say Bachelor of Arts, I guess.
That was a while ago.
They usually have separate meals, but sometimes share a single meal for the sake of convenience.
I was going to
Okay,
say,
well, there you go.
they
There's a
share a
fun fact,
stomach.
too. Interesting.
Wait, isn't one of them married?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think one's married and the other one's
Yeah.
just like hanging out.
I believe so.
Man, that's weird too.
That's a
Just a wild situation.
yeah.
Like, what if you disagreed with it? I mean,
Well, you know, how many conjoined twins are there in the world right now?
Probability has got to be like,
so just you got to move on from this. Just get out of here, man, because like, I'm thinking of so many bad things.
Whoa!
All right.
It is a very rare phenomenon, estimated to occur anywhere between 1 and 200,000 births.
that's actually, I feel like, better odds than I thought.
What?
1 in 200,000 twin births.
Approximately 70% are twin females, and most are stillborn. Approximately 75% of conjoined twins are joined at least partially in the chest and share organs with one another. Well, there we go. More than 135 sets of conjoined twins referred to blah, 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 blah. Okay, so there's not a number here, but there you go. There's some fun facts for you on conjoined twins.
Listen, to be fair to the college, maybe they went for 2 different degrees.
No, you know what? Screw the college. It's a scam. It's a racket.
It is a racket.
They're scamming kids. I will die on that hill. I don't care what people say and how upset they get. College has become, in 2026, is a scam.
Never to be
It's
fair
a
to
scam.
never be fair to the college.
No, screw them. Screw them.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious, dude.
I know you're serious. I'd agree with
It
you.
pisses me off, man.
I would agree with you. We just
Now I'm
we
pissed.
just went down with this. We just went down
All
this
right,
road.
all right.
Move
Okay,
on.
all right.
Move on. Stay on.
Number three. A group of pandas is called an embarrassment. You guys know that?
I did know that.
Did you know that?
I didn't.
Fun fact. There you go. Number 4, bananas are a natural sleep aid because they contain melatonin, which helps regulate the body's natural rhythms. And I did see some people say that, yes, this is true. It has melatonin, but it's very small amounts. So it's not going to make you fall asleep and get sleepy. And didn't we just talk about this? Isn't melatonin allegedly bad for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it is bad for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying anyways.
Have you ever taken melatonin?
I have, because it doesn't put you into your sleep arrhythmia, right? It blocks out your, what's that area of sleep when you start hitting deep sleep?
REM
Yeah.
sleep?
Yep.
Well, every time I've taken melatonin, it's the wildest dreams. Like, it's very vivid dreams. It's disturbing. And I haven't taken it for a long time, but. All right, last one here. Last one before we get on to second period meme review. We got some good memes for you today. Number 5, the pinky promise originally indicated that the person who breaks the promise must cut off their pinky finger.
Good.
If you break a pinky promise, you deserve to get your pinky cut off.
See, I'm
Shame on you for breaking a pinky promise.
What?
Yeah, that's what it means.
Interesting.
for these type of things. You know, I really,
I'm for capital punishment, damn it.
well, no, I
Eye
think
for an eye. Cut off the pinky.
what we need to go back to when your word as a man, as a woman, as a person meant something, instead of this backdoor dealing of like, dude, I got you,
Yeah.
and then I leave you, dude, let's get him.
Cut off your hand if you steal, guillotines, freaking all that good stuff.
You know what? The culture changed when the game of Survivor changed. Because it used to be a game of honor.
There is something there to that, because
There's a lot there to that.
Are you
trust.
guys watching the new Survivor?
well, it was first episode last night, right?
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
What?
I don't even know it's on anymore.
Oh, so good. Well, there was like a 2-year period where it was like pretty woke garbage, where they're trying to push like trans competitors and stuff. It's like so we didn't watch. It was like if this is what this show is going to turn into, I'm not watching this crap. But they got back on track a couple seasons ago.
The downfall, though, is there was this dude. I was watching this the art revolution of like TV video, and the first beginning stages of reality TV was like, dude, these guys are bigger than celebrities. I mean, they would go out and you watch at like Boston Rob, for instance, when he did what's the travel one that ABC does?
Big Brother,
No, not Big Brother. They did
Amazing Race.
Amazing Race, one of the greatest shows.
I get so many messages saying that you and I should apply to that.
To Amazing Race?
Dude, I would. I mean, we'd kill it. But So anyway, dude, Boston Rob, they were going all around the world, and like, dude, he was recognizable. Now someone come up here that was in season 43 of Survivor and probably just go out to eat and not even get recognized. It just isn't as big as it used to.
That's the social media effect. Everyone's famous. Everyone has a following. Everyone knows someone who is an influencer, right?
Boston.
So like even having 1 million subscribers on YouTube, it's like, everyone knows someone that has 1 million subscribers somewhere.
Dude, and it's just not, but during that era was like pre-social media, it was a very happy medium time where I don't think the social media thing is going to go anytime soon. And before it, so it lasted like 10 years, 11 years. I mean, it was a short-lived thing, but it was an awesome thing. Like, we had Flavor Flav doing a freaking reality show.
Let's save more because we're going to get to reality TV when we talk about our documentary.
Oh,
and then we're doing Jerry Springer next week too, so this is perfect for them.
Okay, all right.
But yes, you're right. There was a period there where there was a sweet spot.
Yep.
It feels like it's kind of making a comeback, but we'll get to that. I don't know how we started talking about that, but anyways, we're going to move on here to our meme review. This is our most important class here on Zeducation, meme studies. Everyone sit down, take your notes. We have 5 memes to review today, as usual. If you laugh today, you lose. You gotta cut off your pinky. Pinky promise. All right.
Well, just start going on down them?
Start going on.
All right, we'll just start from the bottom. Actually, no, we'll save that one for last.
Save the best one for last.
All right.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
All right, so Dave, go ahead and read it. Actually, I got this one. 4 words. Actually, no, you got to read it.
All right, sorry, this other one is.
So if you're listening on the
podcast.
podcast here, the meme review will be posted on the main Clips channel, or on the main channel and the Clips channel. So if you want to watch, go check that out. But Dave, go ahead.
4 words, 19 letters. Say it, and I'm yours.
It's a man and a woman looking at each other in love.
Shall not be infringed.
That's perfect for Minnesota.
So I wanted to bring this one up because I figured we could talk about what's happening in Minnesota. So what is happening in Minnesota with the gun laws?
They're talking about taking away basically any kind of military type rifle. They're also talking about taking away anything that's above 10 rounds. And they're talking about if you have current rifles now, you're grandfathered in if you register them, and they have to right to search your home at any time without a warrant.
That's insane.
That is
absolutely insane.
Dude, that is crazy.
That's insane.
And you know what's
hilarious? And it's probably going to pass. It's probably going to pass.
That's crazy. Like that doesn't even. That's not even. That goes completely against the federal law. I mean, you might as well make anything up, like saying, you know what, screw it. Muslims, they can't practice their faith. Why not? Let's make that a law. Let's make it a law that Christians can't practice their faith. I mean, that's a constitutional right, right?
Right.
The irony too is I believe it's Kentucky is passing a law complete opposite that you can own machine guns.
Really?
Yeah. So you got, for the love of the game, for
the hate of the game,
for the
haters.
You see in Oregon, right?
Okay, that's what I want to talk about. This is the most important one. In Oregon, they are literally trying to ban hunting.
What?
Yes.
Yes.
And fishing.
And fishing. Let's see. Is Oregon trying to ban hunting?
So this is bow hunting.
Officially titled the Peace Act.
Anything to kill any animal.
This is it. This is what it says. It would eliminate the legal exemptions that currently protect hunting, fishing, trapping, and farming from Oregon's animal abuse statutes.
That is
So that would fall
believable.
under animal abuse. And I believe they need 117,000 signatures to get it onto the bill. And they like as of a month ago, they had like 98,000. So they're going to get it onto the bill. That insane liberal place is probably going to pass it.
Is there any tribes in Oregon? Because that's one thing where you kind of go down like...
Yeah, there are.
Because I always thought that over in Oregon, Washington, like some of their big things was the trapping and...
9 federally recognized tribes.
Okay. But, I mean, obviously things have changed a long time since the trade, the big trapping and trade and fur trade, back in the day. But it's like, it's part of your history, whether you like it or not,
Yeah, well, they're so far removed from reality at this point that, yeah, it's going to keep getting slowly descend more and more into insanity.
It does. What the part that doesn't make sense to me is, there's sometimes you may want to, pump the brakes on harvesting some of these animals, but we're just talking about this. Like in certain areas, you need to harvest animals
around here
responsibly because these like one thing around here is we do have a cycle of sometimes where the wolves will take care of the deer. Around here, we don't have enough. We don't have that wolf population that's taking care of the deer. We have so many deer. Now, in reverse,
in southern Minnesota, yes,
right,
mid to southern, but northern
right.
Minnesota is different,
right? But in reverse, sometimes the wolves need to be taken care of too because they're harvesting too many deer, you know, and they're getting wild and out of control.
I just heard something about this with eagles because, I mean, we're never probably gonna ever hunt eagles, but the population of eagles it's getting so big that they're starting to take away. They're overpopulated.
They live a long time too.
Yeah.
A very long time. They live like 70 years, I think. 60 to 70 years.
They're big. So then the way they hunt, it just takes away from other animals.
Yeah.
Dude, I saw a dead eagle in the woods like about 3 months ago. Called the DNR, told him.
Really?
Yeah.
And did you know there's a contest every year? Fun fact of the day. Every year there's a contest that's $1 million for whoever who can get the best picture of an eagle.
Really?
Yep.
I got to start taking pictures.
Interesting.
Let's move on to our next meme here. What do we got? When you tell a dad joke so good, even your wife laughs. That is a good feeling. Because every time I send my wife reels or something, she's like, "Oh my gosh, it's going to be like a fart meme or something." It's like, that's fun. You know, moving on. Steve?
All right. When you need new blinds but money is tight, hang up the TP. Get that.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
That's genius, dude.
Yeah.
That's genius.
It looks good from a distance.
That's hilarious.
You might have to go with like triple ply though to get some of the blackout shades. All right, next one.
God, the stuff that people come up with is crazy.
All right, I can't read that.
All right. So I had this idea for hamburgers in the shape of hot dogs. I didn't think all the way through, clearly. Looks like poop.
You see that?
Is that what that is?
That's disgusting.
Dude, we need to get this thing up on the TV.
I know.
This has got to
I
get up on
know.
the TV.
We gotta
I'm
get a
like,
different TV because when we hook this one up, it distorts this whole.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Last one.
All right, best for last.
So if anybody doesn't know, it's the memes pop up over with Dave and
Get his face. Get his face.
dude, that's messed up. That's messed up.
We can cut that out.
That's messed up.
You want to cut that
Just
out?
run it. I don't care. Run it.
I didn't know how you'd react, dude.
Run it.
I had to play that because
Run
that's,
it.
dude. That's legitimately our first piece of content ever.
Ever.
And it's, dude, and that's something that back in the day I feel like would be on. You know, they had the funny signs that'd be on like Letterman or whatever they did, Jay Leno. And I'll never forget when you said you can take it off the screen now. I remember when you did that. We got done fishing or something,
Yeah.
and you were like, "No, I think we were taking a pontoon out of the lake."
I don't know. I don't remember it though.
You're like, "All right, here goes to No Shame."
Because we're trying to create content.
Yeah, here goes to No Shame because we were doing the satirical articles, and we thought it would be a funny meme.
Yes, we can't even mention probably that website.
No, don't.
That's a horrible website. Oh, it's a great website.
It
but
was, dude. We had some really funny stuff on there.
We had some hilarious stuff.
Really funny stuff.
God, that was back in the days.
Yeah,
Man,
that was at the beginning of all this, dude.
Oh man, what year was that?
And then we had Dylan come on, and that's where I forgot to tell you. I talked to Dylan this past week a little bit, but yeah, we got to get him on and just go through the history of him.
I think one other thing too that's like we should do at some point is talk about who I am to you guys, because everyone knows that you guys are brothers.
Yeah.
Right. But who I am to you guys, we should bring that up because I think I see that comment a lot. And I always make the funny thing. I always say, like, my comment is, I say, well, I used to mentor these guys when they were younger. Now they mentor me. That's my comment. I mean, and that's God's actually kind of the truth. I mean, you guys are always telling nowadays I'm like, what? And you're like, Daniel, you better not do that or that, so I feel like it's like literally role played backwards on me. You guys are filling my head up with information and keeping
Well,
me.
clearly not, because we let you do that. We let you make
That was in the middle area of like where we were. Yeah, we were probably like both freaking. Yeah, that was good times though, man. Shit, if those days didn't happen, none of this would be.
I know.
a thing.
That's the fun part, dude. That's
Yeah.
why I thought it was fun to bring that up, even though.
Good times.
Yeah,
man.
it's because at that point we had no following, nothing. We were grinding, making funny
Just
stuff.
stupid stuff.
We're making funny stuff all
Yeah.
So
Those were
all
the
right.
days.
there we go. That's our meme review for today. We got to get on to our next period. Third period, social studies class. All right, so for this one, this class, I got 3 stories that have to do with crazy things in people's lives that I thought were, I came across this week, and I thought were very interesting. So, for number 1, this one's crazy. In North Carolina, a North Carolina mom of 3.
Wait, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's over there.
Oh, okay. Okay, go ahead.
We've been playing with a Ouija board around here?
Well, it sounded like it came from the bathroom right there. I was like, I thought someone was in the bathroom.
Dude, the
I'm
ghost is here. He's back.
I know we shouldn't have talked about that.
All right, here we go. First story under social studies class. A North Carolina mom of 3 who vanished 24 years ago. They literally thought she died. She was found alive, living a new life.
I've
They
heard
found
that.
her. Michelle Lynn Hunley Smith, then 38, 24 years ago, 38 years old, disappeared in December 2001 after leaving her home in Eden to do Christmas shopping at Kmart in Virginia, according to the Rockingham County Sheriff's Office. Roughly 24 years later, Smith was found alive and well at an undisclosed location in North Carolina on Friday after officers received a tip, authorities announced. The motive for Smith's disappearance is not immediately clear. And in this article, they went and talked to the kid. She had kids.
Yeah.
And her kids were like, they had mixed emotions. Oh my gosh, my mom's alive, but
Yeah.
what the, like, F her, dude. I thought she died, and like I went through this whole mourning phase. And can you imagine your mom just leaves? Everyone thinks she dies, and then she's just living this whole new life. She just escaped her whole new.
So what was her reason?
We don't know yet. We don't know her reason.
Responsibility. I mean, that's definitely, because I've heard this happen before, and the only ones that really make sense are like, because you guys have heard the story about how the guy, he was a killer and then changed his whole name, ego, everything, and then he was like in his late 70s, early 80s, and got pulled over, and just because of the way technology advanced as far as they're able to identify his stuff as the guy that was a murderer.
That is so weird.
That story comes out a lot now.
Yeah.
I follow that JCS Criminal Psychology channel, my favorite YouTube channel next to Outdoor Boys. But there's a few stories on there where, we have DNA now, where cases like this, for example, this is kind of different, but a cold case from 20, 30, 40 years ago, they had DNA from the body, but they didn't have DNA abilities then, and they had a suspect, and now there's one in Minnesota, down in like Cambridge, Minnesota, where they followed this guy. They thought he might have been a suspect, and there was a death of a prostitute, I think, like 25 or 30 years ago. They're like, he might be it. We have DNA evidence now. We have DNA from the body. They followed him around, got like a tissue or a coffee cup out of a garbage can at like a gas station, tested it, and the DNA was a match, and they accused him, or they convicted him based off of that 30 years later.
Yeah.
So it's with new technology. And on JCS Criminal Psychology and all these other channels like that, I just watched one where there was a guy, he was a manager at like a Chili's or something. And they found a body 20, 30 years ago, and the same exact story.
It's wild.
It is wild.
And in these situations, because we know someone that I'll tell you afterwards where didn't disappear, but just one day kind of got up and said, I'm done. I'm out of here. Gonna go start a new life. Now he has a whole new family, everything. And
Do I know the person?
yeah, you've met him.
Okay.
So like,
Who
wait
put
a
a
minute.
quarter in you?
Did he change his name?
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, that's sad, actually.
Did he change
No,
his name, or-
see, this one, he didn't change his name, but I think a lot of it has to do with just kind of unhappy with life, and especially with kids and stuff.
Yeah.
You're just the responsibility. You kind of go, you know what? Out of here.
Man, that's
Done.
brutal. That's brutal. I can see being stressed out, but I mean, and just a dip on your kids.
Dude,
yeah,
yeah.
that's terrible.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
I couldn't
mean,
do it. I just.
I'm
not
sure
even
you guys
wired
can
in me.
relate. You guys upset at the kids, and you're finally away from them for like an hour, and all you guys do is talk about the kids. That's what we do anyway.
In my travels, I know a guy, still know him, and he does business overseas. So he's overseas probably, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 months a year. But he's got a family with 3 kids here in the United States. He's got 2 other families overseas. 2 other
What?
families overseas.
Do the other families
One
know
in
about each
Asia.
other?
Nope. One's in Asia and one's in, is that Africa? It's Africa.
Dude, what?
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to talk about that afterwards. I think I know what you're talking about, but
Yeah,
that's holy cow, dude.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I don't know his. I don't know any of the
Yeah.
wives, but
Yeah. Wow.
So I kind of keep my distance from that.
Yeah, I don't know how. I understand the stress, but to just bail on it is insane.
Dude, it really is.
You gotta go to church, man. Go to
Seriously.
start dealing with your problems. Go to church.
Amen.
All right, number 2 story under social studies. We got in 2014, a UPS employee, Walter Earl Morrison, successfully stole a diamond worth $160,000, only to trade it for $20 worth of marijuana.
It's like,
saw that.
What an idiot,
Dude.
What an idiot, dude! What an idiot,
dude, what?
Yes.
How did he get the diamond?
I don't know.
Like someone put a multi-million-dollar diamond in the mail at UPS?
I guess
That's crazy.
I'm not surprised. I mean, for like you could buy silver and gold online. Like I bought an ounce of gold a couple of years ago now, and even then it was expensive. But I was like, should I trust that in the mail?
Wait a minute. How much was it? The diamond?
$160,000.
Oh, $160,000. I thought yeah. Okay, I heard million.
No. Well, still $160,000
Yeah,
diamond.
it's still expensive to go through the mail. But
Dude, what a jackass, though.
It's like the old, what is it, Chris Tucker movie where he duct tapes it on the wall. The
Blue Streak.
Blue Streak.
you want to get
Was it
high?
Chris Tucker or Martin Lawrence?
Oh, maybe
Chris
it was
Tucker in
Martin. Maybe it was Martin Lawrence.
Dude,
Yeah, that was a good one.
Has anyone ever dealt with like a junkie that's like pawning off everything, trying to get rid of?
I know a few.
Yeah,
I have
Sadly.
like I remodeled a house, like one of my first houses, off of someone that like I didn't realize at the time, but they were going to Home Depot and they were stealing stuff, and then they would go and return it right back at Home Depot and get a gift card, and then they would come to me and they would say, "Hey, I'll sell you this gift card for half off," and I'm like, "Half off?" I'm like, 50. It was 50 cents on the dollar. I was like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, we're doing remodeling, blah blah blah," and it kept happening. It kept happening and kept happening, and I was like, they're like, "We don't need that. We don't need the money from Home Depot. We just need the cash." And I was like,
It's kind of weird, yeah.
by the end of it, it was like the lady was like, I realized she completely tricked me at first, but then I realized she was a tweaker. And she was like trying to sell stamps or grandpa's stamp collection and like all kinds of different stuff.
See, that's the sad part is they're so fixated on the next drug that they don't care. They will steal from their closest loved ones. And we know a couple people like that where it's like, I love you, but I can't trust you. I literally can't have you around here because I cannot trust you to not do that because of you've done that in the past. I want to help you. And if you want help, I'll do my best to get you help, but I can't have you stealing from me. I mean, that's just, you can't be doing that.
Can't, dude. The smell.
The
smell of a tweaker is just awful, dude.
It's pretty bad. I mean, yeah.
I don't remember the smell, but
All right, back to this guy. It's bad.
I do because I worked in a jail. I do remember sword suckers. I don't know if you know what that is.
Oh
or not.
yeah, dude.
Yeah, like they do like meth, or they do meth or whatever the hell they're doing.
Sore.
Yeah, and then they what they do is they pull off their scabs, and like that meth comes like it leaches out of their skin, and they eat it to get high.
Dude, get out of here.
So gross, but dude,
It is gross.
I can't believe you wouldn't smell because the BO, like I ain't even lying. If they walked into your house right now, we would all go, dude, did somebody die? Well, because I mean,
They're staying up for like 5 days straight. It's not funny.
It's funny because I know he's got firsthand experience with it.
Oh, it's so bad. Back to this guy. He's probably desperate, man. He's probably desperate. He's like, I don't care what it costs. I just want my next hit.
I don't even know who you're talking about.
Walter.
The diamond guy,
yeah.
the diamond stealer. Sorry.
but for weed, that's apparently not even addictive. Like,
I don't believe that.
Yeah,
I don't believe that.
oh yeah, I think it's mentally, but I mean, it's like, dude, what?
Now he's in jail.
No, it's in
Now he's in jail.
Number 3. There's our last headline here on social studies class today. We got a beauty influencer in China. She allegedly lost 140,000 followers after a filter glitch reveals her true face. A Chinese live streamer allegedly lost thousands of followers after a beauty filter malfunction revealed her true visage, her social media post going viral. In the footage, the content creator can be seen primping for the camera when all of a sudden her beauty filter comes off, revealing a mature face, an old face, with a warm complexion. And I've seen this there was a viral account with a guy. You know, there was that filter that you could change yourself into a girl.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He was doing that, and he made this very big account as a woman, but it was actually him. It was a guy behind the woman. So this. I thought this was a fun story to bring up because this, I feel like, is 90% of social media in general. It's fake. Even if you're not using a filter, the things you decide to put on your social media, the happy moments, right? It's like, yeah, that's awesome. That's great. But it's a false reality for people watching on because no one's life is happy 24/7. You know, it's just it's all fake. It's all fake.
Yeah.
Yep. It really is.
No, this is pretty. I would say this is about as real as it gets. Sincerely, I mean, we talk just like this, you know, amongst each other. It might get a little bit spicier sometimes, but
Behind the scenes,
behind the scenes, yeah, behind the cameras,
like that reel I sent you guys before this.
Yeah. It gets a little spicier, but
Yeah, well, that one you
Yeah.
can't put that one on YouTube, but
yeah. But this is definitely the PG-13 version of us.
That's why I think people enjoy podcasts in general, though,
Yeah.
because it is a more in-depth and realistic look at someone,
Right.
you know? And that, yeah, I think that's why they're surprisingly, because everyone has a podcast, not so much anymore, but that's why I think it's still growing in popularity.
Yep.
Podcasts are. That's why I watch podcasts. I love hearing people tell stories. I just watched, like I said, the Ouija board thing. I just watched Mr. Ballin on Sean Ryan. He told a Ouija board story. It was like a 20-minute story. It was terrifying. It was terrifying.
Who was it? Mr. Ball?
Mr. Ballin.
Ballin.
He tells like scary stories.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's a former Navy SEAL. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yes.
That's weird.
He got blown up by a grenade.
Yeah, he was a storyteller. Yeah, he's like a famous storyteller.
He's a very good storyteller. But yeah, so I enjoy podcasts myself. But anyways, let's move on here. We got one more class before we get to Daniel and Eve and their classes.
Yeah. Let's go.
We are actually staying on course here for our show.
That's weird.
I know. But moving on. Fourth period. This is going to be a fun one. This is going to be such a fun one. Okay, so for science class, I have two crazy headlines here. Very crazy headlines. One wild conspiracy, one much more believable conspiracy, a real documented in the documents conspiracy, and then a positive, could better your life science fact. And you have experience kind of with it, so I wanted to talk to you about it because I haven't done it before. But anyways, fourth period science class, first conspiracy. Have you guys heard that on August 12th, 2026, the Earth is going to lose gravity?
I've seen that. I'm
What?
more well, dude.
Wait, time out. Wait a minute. What day?
August 12th, 2026. The latest conspiracy theory is that NASA, or NASA for the Trailer Park Boys, has a secret gravity shutdown program, and they're going to shut down the gravity on Earth on August 12th, 2026. Project Anchor is what it's called. Gravity will be shut off for 7 seconds and then be turned back on. Hold on to your butts, says this tweet. NASA denies, and the document, actually I'll say that afterwards. NASA does deny it. But there's a alleged document that released that we're going to lose gravity on that day. What are you going to say, Dave?
Well, yeah.
Is this even too much for you? Or is this too much for you?
Spit it out,
Or is this
boy.
Well, there's a lot to unpack here, but
of course there is.
I think tomorrow, the planets are supposed to align, I believe, or is it leap year this year?
It's not leap year.
Okay, so I believe it's tomorrow. Planets are supposed to align, which is kind of cool. Then we got the blood moon coming up.
Dude, there's like, you know, now you're saying that, I heard, I've been watching, my mother-in-law's been staying with us for a while here, and she's watching a lot of like deep stuff, you know, and I guess the end of the world's supposed to happen on Easter because some stars are going to align.
Yeah,
You know,
it's supposed to have something, but
it's happening.
No.
One of these is going to hit.
as can't go too in depth because this is what people get killed over. No, I don't know. I went on a big NASA rabbit hole and the creation of NASA, what it was before, how it got originated, and
Okay, well, there's a good one. That's not a conspiracy. That's a thing worth talking about in all these conspiracies with NASA.
yeah,
It was the head of NASA was a literal Nazi.
yes,
literal Nazi. We literally took him from Germany after the war. Von Braun, is it? Werner von Braun? Is that who it is? He was a Nazi.
Yes.
He was a Nazi. And he helped start NASA and was the head of NASA.
He did. And the origination of it is because there was supposed to be this breakaway civilization, but so apparently they were trying to create, because there was rumors that we were getting infiltrated by other governments inside of our own. So after the war, NASA came in the 50s and 60s and everything and wanted to try and reroute the government into their idea of a government.
Shadow government?
Yeah, a shadow government. And that's how we got into all these different things that, how much time we got?
Well,
But
let's stick on this one. Do you know anything about this Project Anchor? We're going to lose gravity.
No, it's fake.
It is fake. The document that was leaked was allegedly a hoax.
I did see it, but
people, whoever tried to start that conspiracy, huge props.
yeah.
Okay, on the end of the world thing. On the end of the world thing. This is one that I would buy. This is one that I would believe. Not that the world's going to end on this Easter. That's not going to happen. And I've said this many times. I think that if the only world-ending thing that would ever actually happen, we would not know about it. It's going to be like a meteor or something that's on the way that they're not telling us about. Like Apophis. Apophis is supposed to come by Earth in 2029, and it's supposed to fly between the Earth and the Moon, which is insanely close.
That is really close.
So, and when I saw that, I was like, what? They're giving it a 0% chance? Dude, what if like the gravitational pull as it goes between the Earth and the Moon sucks it in? Isn't that not possible? Allegedly not, but that's where I'm like, I don't believe him.
Yeah, and imagine the gravitational pull from the asteroid and the effects that'll have on us.
Well, I don't know if it's that big.
Well, it still has an effect. Dude, solar flare, man, that is where...
Okay, that's another one that could be a real damage,
because we've had
chaotic thing.
Dude, when it happened, what was it, 80s? It was in the 1800s, I thought.
Late 1800s. It was like when electricity first started spreading across the East Coast.
And it was so powerful that things ran without even being hooked up. We could unplug everything.
Is this for your bit later?
No.
Okay.
But it's just like, dude, I mean, that is what I worry about the most.
Light bulbs were turning on.
I mean, my thought, I'm sitting here listening to you guys talk about this, and, I go back to, because I hear a lot of times, this is my piece, is that at the end of the world, he'll come like a thief in the night.
Yep.
Nobody knows. Not
Nobody
even
knows.
Jesus knows, it says in the Bible. Nobody knows, like in the Bible. Not even Jesus.
And that's what
That's crazy.
When people say they know the end is coming, they're like, no, you don't.
Right.
No, you don't. Because it says exactly that.
But that gives me peace on every time people are predicting this or that. It's like, I'm a true believer in the Bible. I'm sorry, but I got to say that it says right here, nobody knows, like a thief in the night. Not even Jesus knows. Like, okay.
That's why you can't, anyone who says they know is like, okay.
But on that, maybe something like this still could happen and people are still around. Right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people, then there's like a mass wipeout of people. I'm not saying that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
because that's, I'll just save it.
Well, wait a minute. You said that something that I have experience with.
it's at the end. That was headline
coming.
number one. Okay,
I'm all
headline
nervous
number two.
over here.
Headline number two. No, it's nothing bad, dude.
Okay. Well, I just seen my butthole a second ago.
Psych! Walked right into that one. All right, number two. Declassified CIA files reveal chilling blueprints to manipulate Americans' minds through covert drugging with vaccines.
Yeah.
No.
A newly released CIA document reveals a chilling blueprint to manipulate minds. The report, added to the CIA's reading room in 2025, details the government's once top-secret program Artichoke that ran from 1951 to 1956, focusing on behavioral control, interrogation techniques, and psychological manipulation. The 7-page document, titled Special Research for Artichoke, with an attachment labeled Suggested Fields for Special Research Relative Artichoke, outlines proposals to develop chemicals capable of altering human behavior. It discusses drugs designed for both immediate effects, like truth serums, and long-term influence, potentially administered through food, water, alcohol, or cigarettes. Researchers also suggest that such substances could be disguised as medical treatments such as vaccinations or injections. The CIA was also looking into methods beyond chemicals like hypnosis, sensory deprivation, gases, and other psychological methods for interrogation and behavioral control. And I also wanted to read this. There's another one that I stumbled upon. There's another CIA document. So this one, did I say this is artichoke? This might go hand in hand with this. What did I call this one? Yeah, Project Artichoke. So this one, also on Project Artichoke, they talk about the possibility of influencing someone to commit an assassination.
Yes, dude.
What?
Yes. And it's funny because there's movies like Zoolander that make fun of this. That really, that's like the whole premise of Zoolander is they're trying to groom Ben Stiller to assassinate.
Right.
Derelict.
And this is what they were actually doing. This is a real research by our own government. So the Project Artichoke document is a feasibility evaluation of whether a subject could be involuntarily induced through a single uncontrolled social encounter to attempt the assassination of a prominent political using artichoke techniques, drugs, hypnosis, all the previously mentioned. The memo explicitly includes both foreign political officials as the primary target and the American officials as a fallback option. It says, can an individual be made to involuntarily perform an act of attempted assassination under artichoke influence? Primary target, a prominence, a politician. Drugging method, exploit the subject's heavy drinking by administering drugs via an alcoholic cocktail during a social encounter. And then after drugging, getting them all messed up, apply the artichoke techniques, hypnosis, drugs, behavioral manipulation to induce the subject to carry out the assassination attempt at a later date or time. So that's in the documents. This is what they're doing.
And well, when you look at the biggest thing is like you don't need at this point in time when we started in the early 2000s, even when things were getting passed in the 90s by Clinton with just our agricultural stuff, you can look at the different. I'm not saying the pesticides or anything, but the ingredients in the food and how it's evolved, and look at the health of how we've been affected by it.
Yeah.
Look at disease, look at cancer numbers. Autism is something you got to look at because the numbers have skyrocketed once we started putting these certain chemicals inside of our food that, it's our daily food, and that we switch from, all the preservatives and stuff in food. When you look at that and you just line up a couple of the graphs, you're like, something's going on here. And my opinion, the project never died.
I do think the autism stuff, I think it's highly overdiagnosed. And I think that, and I also think that it was, some kids are just weird kids, dude. It's like, they don't have to have this designation that goes with them the rest of their life. Like they're just socially awkward. Like kids have always been socially awkward, but more so now. But anyways, on this thing though, the part that is like, okay, this is true. This is real. This is all in government documents. They really did this. This is not a secret. The MK Ultra stuff, they involuntarily gave, like these guys would go with hookers and then they would feed them acid and then they'd sit and watch what happened. Like this is that's what they did to involuntary subjects.
Yep.
Our government did that.
People didn't even know.
They didn't even know.
They'd sit behind a mirror and watch.
So my point is to think that this stuff like this doesn't still happen is naive. Is insanely naive. Of course it does. Of course,
it's gotten more complex.
What kind of experiments are going to come out in 50 years, 100 years that they're going to disclose to the public? Be like, and there's this social media boom that happened, and we were manipulating people left and right to see what we could get them to do. See how much tension and chaos we could cause, and uproot a system and implant another system.
What will be the moon landing that they talk about during our time?
Something just like this with social media, guaranteed.
Definitely.
I'm sure there's something to do with the COVID stuff, which was very bizarre.
1984, I don't know. You can't even believe what we're being told on some countries.
Well, okay, so the COVID thing is like, what can we get people to believe? How far can we push the entire world? Okay, let's take all these flu cases. We're going to put them all at 0 for a whole year. The graph that everyone can see in public record is going to show there were no flu cases this year, or 200.
Here's what
and then we're going to say, it was something else, and the whole world's going to freak out.
It's the collapse of the trust of the U.S. government. I mean, we've lost
Not just the
trust.
government,
We've lost
authority in
trust in the
general.
media. Yeah, but we've lost trust in the media. We've now started creating. I mean, there's a lot of podcasts out there. There's a lot of information flowing from person to person, and disinformation. I mean, that's like a big thing that's right now. But I think that's on purpose too.
Yeah.
I mean,
There you go.
That's
Is that on purpose? That's the question.
we're so cooked.
Is that on purpose?
I was listening to you guys a minute ago talking about controlling people to kill someone, or and in the military, when you back in say World War II, for example, they used to shoot at targets, and I think I've told you this before, but they used to shoot at bullseyes, right? And a guy would be up, they slide it up, drop it down. Well, they changed it to silhouettes of people because in combat you have a better chance at actually killing somebody because you're used to training shooting at silhouettes, right? So that's how the military trains now. Is that like these pop-ups of people? It looks like a little silhouette of a person. That's how they changed that. But I think through dehumanizing people, from using words through the years. I mean, like these are derogatory terms, but what they've been used is like a Jap or I'm trying to think what other ones a towel head or a,
Right.
or whatever
Yes, you
whatever
don't
it
have
is.
to keep
Yeah,
going, yeah.
right. But I mean nowadays, but still nowadays though, I mean it goes from like Nazis, right? Like just people that are citizens are now Nazis. They're megas or they're right. They're being dehumanized. And it's just
by people in Washington
Right,
D.C.
and it's-
politicians.
So I think that piece of it is easy to destroy those people, to attack them and not make them look as people, but as true enemies, non-human enemies.
Absolutely,
You know?
absolutely.
And that's just one little piece of the puzzle. There's so many pieces being, and that's where we're so cooked, is if they start using technology against us. I mean, it's social media, bad information. They start dumping drugs into our bodies. I don't know what the hell has happened with 5G, throwing it in our food.
It is.
How do you stop this? I don't even know how you stop it, especially when it goes into our
live
food.
off the grid in Alaska.
You do.
There is no stopping it. And I full-heartedly believe that. Sadly, there's no stopping it. I think the one thing, I mean, we can talk about it. We can make people aware of it.
Yeah.
But I feel like, I think we're beyond repair. And I don't think that's a black pill. I think that you need to prioritize things that actually matter: your faith, your family, your friends. And I think that's the answer. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, because I think when you look at, we talked about just how this has been going around since the 50s, but people weren't consumed with all the information that we have. So they went on with their days, and their numbers of happiness were probably quite a bit higher than you look around today. And it's just, I think people are an information overload with everything coming in. And
Dopamine
it's like,
overload, man.
it is. And like it, so you just look at that, and I think that, I don't know, we really just need to sometimes take a step back and
Maybe we're going to be known as the generation that forgot to know how to survive without the government.
yeah.
Like we don't know how to farm. We don't know
It's
how
a
to,
welfare state. Yeah.
we don't know how to do all of those things. Like back in just go back 100 years. Like, it seems like everybody was living off grid in some sense.
Didn't we just do something
especially
like that?
200 years ago.
Wasn't it 95% could farm? I thought we just talked about this on one of the private podcasts,
I don't remember.
but it was like 95% could farm, 5% didn't farm, and then now that's completely switched the flip, where I think it's only like 10% of the people can farm or live alone independently.
Well, what's weird about that, and because I saw someone, there's a lot of doom and gloom about AI, and I hate AI too, because Jack Dorsey's new company just laid off. They had 10,000 employees, and they just laid off 4,000 employees and he says because of AI can do it more efficiently. So like everyone online, they're all freaking out, right? Oh my gosh, like AI is going to take over everything. I think it's going to change drastically how we live, but I don't think it's going to take over everything. And his point was, look, we all live in a bubble here online and in America. The rest of the world does not live like us.
Yeah.
The rest of the world is quite different from America. AI isn't going to touch them for years. Africa, India, like AI is probably
East
not
European.
yeah, for the most part, yeah. So it's like the West is what we do live in a bubble. We live in a very, very different world than South America even.
Yeah.
And we talked about the uncontacted tribes. So again, I think it's just prioritizing things that actually matter. This is fun stuff to talk about. It is, but the current political system that we have is pretty chaotic, no question. No matter who's in power. I mean, and like you said, I thought that is it on purpose? Is this division on purpose? And it feels like it is. It feels like it's manufactured. You have literal politicians, and it seems you have the rhetoric from Trump. You have Trump saying things and calling Rosie O'Donnell the pig, but it's not necessarily like the left when it's dehumanizing. You're a Nazi. You're a racist. You're a fascist. Those are dehumanizing terms that many on the left use, and that's the part that's kind of scary. It's like, okay, that's a dangerous thing to say because you are literally dehumanizing the opposing side, things people you don't agree with. Oh, we should have closed borders. Racist, Nazi. And then that gives them a license to treat you like they do.
It's another thing that's happening too is paid protesters. Like that almost should be illegal. Like,
and that's a real thing too.
That's a very real thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Soros is paying people to go out and protest and protect, organizations that he's anyways donating to. But it's just, that should be illegal. That shouldn't be a thing. It just seems bizarre.
It's part of the theater.
And then they go, and then they go, and then they show up, and there's 100 people that are all paid, and they're beating their drums and yelling and blowing whistles, and then the media shows up, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, look what's happening here! Everyone's in uproar."
Well, Deef has a great story on that where you were in San Francisco.
Yeah,
you don't have to say the names of the people, and don't say the names of the people, but you can if you want, I guess. But when it went viral online. You said that it was like a super viral thing.
It was,
but you were there for it in person, and it was like 2 people.
Dude, that was the wildest thing for that. Because on the viral video, I mean, truly, you would have thought that there was thousands of people at this thing, and dude, it was like us, which made up about 20 people, and then there was maybe seriously, 5-10 people against it. But online, it was like just that frame was so tight that fit everyone in there,
and it dominated Twitter for a whole day.
Dude, yeah.
They're making
it's
thumbnails.
All show. It's
They're making
theater.
thumbnails.
It's all theater, man.
They're making thumbnails.
Yeah.
It's clickbait.
It's all theater.
It's just clickbait, trying to make some money.
All right, let's get to the positive thing. This is actually how I think you could really better your life. I've never done this, but this makes me want to. Fasting. So Nobel Prize winner, and this is scientifically proven by this guy, Nobel Prize winner Yoshinori Osumi revealed autophagy. Autophagy. I'm probably saying that wrong. Welcome to Zeducation University. Your body's hidden repair mode where cells clean out damage and recycle it into fresh energy. Fasting, movement, and small stress triggers can switch it on, helping you stay stronger, sharper, and age healthier. The 72-hour fasting induced significant decreases in glucose level, body weight, and increase of ketone bodies that confirmed successful fasting of the volunteers. In addition, the median of BDI-2 increased significantly. So this guy, he's a Nobel Prize winner. He proved that fasting can be very, very healthy and beneficial for you. You have done the 72-hour fasting, right?
Yes.
Explain first off how it makes you feel, because you described it. I was looking this up.
Yeah.
How you describe the first 24 hours versus the next 48 versus the next 72, and then reintroducing food, because that's a dangerous part.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say that because if someone, you have to do this the right way, because
so
you can literally die if you, like, after 72 hours, you go to a buffet, like your body could go into some sort of like shock.
Oh, I believe it.
So, and that's what I was reading online. But so
I've done it multiple times.
Okay.
I've fasted multiple times. Yeah. So the first 24 hours is the hard. Is really there's actually I've done it longer than 72 hours, but the first 24 hours is hard, right? It's just you're starving, you're hungry, right? But I typically will start at night. I'll start before dinner time, or I eat like at 3 o'clock.
Okay.
Then I go to bed, and now all of a sudden I just got to make it till that 3 o'clock. I always keep thinking that 3 o'clock hour. Just pump water through that first day. I'm mad. I'm angry. Shit. You just stay away from me. I don't even want to see my kids eat or anybody eat.
That's what the thing says. You're emotional. You're usually pretty irritated. Irritable.
I actually stay away for dinner time. Like I'll go shopping or something like that, or go, whatever. But I just get the hell out of the house for dinner time. That's the only way I can make it through, because I'm freaking angry. The second 24 hours, so I would typically wake up and I'm like, I ain't so hungry anymore, and I'm starting to feel a little bit, I don't know, like you start feeling a little bit more kind of awake, aware. Your brain fog starts going away. By bedtime, I'm not even tired. This is now on hour probably like 36-ish or whatever it is. That's that next night. I'll be laying in bed thinking like, man, I feel freaking great.
Okay.
Dude, I'm euphoric. I
That's
do.
exactly
I feel
what
great.
they
Like
say.
laying in bed, I feel great. I'm like wide awake. I wake up that next morning and I'm like, I still feel pretty good, but I actually start getting a little bit more hungry again, and that by that fourth day, the third day is kind of a little, it's not as nice as that second day, right? There's this kind of this window in there, but by that fourth day, you're so hungry. You're so hungry. You want food so bad. Like you're losing your mind, and you got to make it past that fourth day. I guess I never could make it past the fourth day.
So when you say, so you get to 72 hours and then you're like, and this is you continuing the fast.
Right. Like I can't get past. I've made it past that, but I think I've made it to like 80. I can't remember what I've made it to, but it's like 80 some hours. But you get so hangry that you're like, you know what? I've done it long enough, and and this is the dangerous part, because in your head that you better have a little bit of broth.
Yes.
Right.
Bone
It's
broth.
like you better have a little bone broth. Yep. And something real clean. And I'll tell you, even with bone broth, that will go through you like that. It will go right through you. You'll get diarrhea in a hot second. You do. I do anyways, I should say. And when you're trying to reintroduce the food, but I've reintroduced like a meal before. After doing that, I'm like, I don't even care. And I just start gorging. And it's bad. Like you're in pain, you're cramping up, it wants everything out of you. You can throw up. And
I was going to say, did you ever feel sick?
yeah, for sure you can. Yeah, for sure you can.
Okay.
And I already struggle with stomach problems. Like you probably know that. Obviously, you know that for sure. I got pretty bad stomach problems, but yeah, it's I've tried it, but just
So, okay. After the fast is over, let's say the next week, do you feel more refreshed? Do you feel better? Like, does it do anything to like help chronic inflammation areas? Like, oh, my knee hurts or whatever. Do those ailments feel better? Is it worth it? Does it feel better? Or because allegedly, according to this, it's very healthy for you to do at least.
right.
It says, maybe a couple times a year. And this is in religions practice this. This isn't anything new.
Yep. And so that's actually, I again, with my health, I struggle with some things, and that's why I did it. I didn't do it for like losing weight. I did it for freaking just trying to like get inflammation down, trying to, again, fighting headaches, fighting, that stress and that kind of stuff, getting rid of that. Did it help? Boy, it's been a while since I've done it last, so I'm trying to remember. I don't recall. I think the problem is that your digestive system completely stops, when you're that deep in. So you're not at that, while you're in it, you're not having any stomach problems or that. And you do feel somewhat euphoric too in there. So there's a window of nice, good feeling. After the fact, after you onboard food back on, and I think you're also a little bit dehydrated because your water weight's way down, and so you're more likely to kind of cramp up and things like that. You'll see a little bit more of like, dude, I need potassium or I need water inside my body. Because even when you're pounding the water, I don't know, I feel like it's just not supplementing for that food that you took in.
Well, that's another danger.
Yourself.
That's another danger is having too much water when you're fasting.
That's right. And you got to add salt to your
Yep.
water inside there. That's right. So you do need your electrolytes replaced inside there when you're doing that. But if here's someone's phone ring, I don't know who that would be.
I heard that too.
But yeah, I don't know. What is it worth it? Maybe. I mean, you do lose a little bit of LBSs, but it's more water weight, I think, personally.
Yeah.
Now, what you said was something that was actually really interesting, and we talked about this recently, is in Matthew 17:21 in the Bible, in the NIV Bible, right? That is a missing verse. So if you have an NIV, you go in there right now, Matthew 17:21, and the NIV is missing, right? And it talks, and you know what it talks about? It talks about how to heal yourself through prayer and fasting.
However, this kind does not go out except by prayer and fasting. Sometimes it may also call for a sacrifice, not with a okay. I don't know if this is accurate or not. So that's interesting. That's very interesting. God does not require or demand it of Christians. At the same time, the Bible presents fasting as something is good, profitable, and beneficial. The book of Acts records believers fasting before they made important decisions. Fasting and prayer are often linked together. Well, there we go. So on this, I'm gonna try it at some point because I feel like according to
I mean, it's biblical.
Yeah, it's
even.
literally
yeah,
biblical.
I think it's. I mean, the more I hear about it, the more. I mean, everything that I've read or studied or watched on on shorts, blah blah blah. It talks about how it can heal your DNA, how it can heal your cells, how it can prevent cancer, how it can regenerate things. Your body. I'm right this second. I haven't eaten since dinner last night, and I'm weirdly that you're talking about this. I'm thinking about starting to roll into a fast. I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's time to roll into a fast.
Where's the donuts?
Donuts?
Well, the problem is I'm sitting here with a coffee with some creamer in it.
Oh, that's calories, dude. You can't.
So
Doesn't count your...
I know. That's why.
So before we move on, I don't condone this, and I don't. Again, if you're gonna do something like this, you should do it the right way and do it the healthy way. I have a friend who was pretty overweight, like very overweight. He went on this 24-hour fast. He would drink only water for 24 hours, and then he would just eat normally the next day.
Yeah.
And every other day, he would fast. He would fast for 24 hours every day for like 2 years. And he lost like 150 pounds. It was incredible. But again, I'm not saying that's right for everyone. I don't know how healthy that is for your organs and stuff like that. But it worked for him. I mean, and dude, we'd go on fishing trips, and he was like, nope, can't eat today. Like, are you sure, dude? Like having a double cheeseburger right in front of him. Sorry, man, I'm hungry. That's okay, dude. I won't have one. It's all right.
Yeah, the 18-hour fast is a good one too, where you can eat anything you want for 6 hours. But
I've done that.
But you shut it off for 18 hours.
Yeah. Honestly, though, when I was doing that, and I wasn't doing it to like lose weight. I was doing it because I thought it would help my mental clarity.
Mm-hmm.
Like as I'm working, and I feel like it did. I feel like when I had a window of, let's say 11 to 5 p.m. I would stop eating at 5 p.m. and I would first eat at 11. I felt like in the morning time, especially, like I was way more energetic and ready to go and just ready to get stuff done. I do feel like it was good for me. So I have done
Let's
that.
do it. Well, you know what? Let's hold on a second here. I'm like mumbling. When do we want to start fasting? Let's just do it together. When are we going to do it? You want to do it?
I don't know. I've fasted on accident twice, but
Hold on.
Got the flu?
What do you mean? What do you mean on accident?
dude, well, we were in high school. It was, dude, I'm pretty sure it was when we went to the Jack Johnson concert. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
So we had that. I was working 3 jobs. And dude, on the 4th day, I remember me and our buddy Chris, went down to St. Cloud, and dude, I was like ready to puke everywhere. I'm like, dude, I don't even know how I'm sick right now. I'm like, dude, I literally can't even, I was like, dude, I was like, I can't really move unless I'm in the fetal position. I'm like, so I was like, I really don't think I could, we're in St. Cloud. He's like, dude, I don't know what you're going to do. He's like, when was the last time you ate? And I sat there and I'm like, well, I haven't eaten today. I guess I didn't eat yesterday. Well, me and Will were over in Wisconsin the day before. I was like, dude, it's been a few days. I was like, I've just been so busy, I forgot to eat.
Why didn't you eat, dude? I was just poor, man.
So, talking about unhealthy fasting fixes, go to Subway and down like 2 footlongs.
Is that what you did?
Yeah.
Did you yak it up?
No, I never felt better in my life.
You know what? Once you get past if you get past, and not everybody gets it, but if you get past the poop stage, you do feel amazing. Like you feel like you put nutrients in your body.
Oh, dude.
You're just like,
Oh, dude.
Yeah, it was like
you can feel them like coming in you.
when you're really relieved and like you can sit in a silent room for 2-3 hours and like just to completely enjoy it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
What it is.
Well, I guess
how'd you forget to eat, dude? I guess I was just busy doing 3 jobs, being poor, dude. Like I just forgot. Went to Jack Johnson, just freaking.
Jeez.
Oh man, dude, I had some good stories from that time too, man.
Yeah, that was a good concert.
Man, yeah, I pulled an all-nighter. Because the girl that was driving, my buddy, the same guy that lost a bunch of weight, his girlfriend's friend was driving us home, and she got lost on the way home. She stayed on the interstate going to Fargo.
Oh.
So then I'm like, oh my gosh, and I had to help her get back on track because we had football camp at 7 a.m. Then I had to work. Then I had a doubleheader. So I was like, I fell asleep in the work truck on city time, man. Stealing tax money.
Hold on. There was somebody. I got a friend that's doing a bunch of work for people that are like starving out in the community. Like Porpio, I wanted to drop it, just drop his name, like for people to follow on Instagram. I'm just sitting here trying to find it though.
Yeah, try to find that.
Yeah.
It would be good to hear more from him.
It would be.
Because I think he probably has a lot of great stories about what's going on there. And like, I would love to get him on the show, honestly.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, did that cord come for that battery
It did.
charger?
Didn't I text you yesterday? It didn't. It didn't work.
What?
It didn't work. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm gonna try. There's another model of that cord that that cable that you get, but it said it was comparable.
See if you can find that, and then it's period 5. We got to get to class period 5 here. So are you ready for your segment?
No, I'm still trying to find this. I'm still trying to find this frickin'. Dang it!
Let's get it. Let's get it afterwards.
Okay.
Let's get it afterwards.
All right. We'll put it down. Can we put it down afterwards?
I'll have you get it. I'll have you get it after when it's Dee's turn.
Okay.
But it's your turn
Okay.
now. So,
All
Professor, 5th period with Professor Daniel. Everyone
Dang it.
sit down, grab your pencils, grab your papers.
All right.
Turn ChatGPT off.
Be ready for this one because this is going to be a good episode.
All right, everybody sit down now. Yeah.
Welcome.
WABZ.
Here we go now. So we kind of touched on this a little bit at the beginning, but the State of the Union piece was absolutely crazy that night. I got emotional that night towards the end. So unfortunately, I think a lot of people cash out and they're gone by the end of the State of the Union. But that's where the fireworks for me really hit. First time ever, someone received the Medal of Honor during the State of the Union. It's never happened before. And not only did one person get it, but 2 people got it that night, which is pretty badass, right? So I just wanted to talk about these guys and a little bit about the Medal of Honor. So the first guy was from he came from the Absolute Resolve mission. So we all know that was the Moderno mission that happened on July 23rd. That was Chief Warrant Officer Eric.
January 23rd? Like this, not that long ago.
Yeah,
right?
it was in 2026. Yeah, which is crazy to
Yep.
bounce that fast. But I believe it's Slover is how his name is pronounced. It's like Clover, but I think it's Slover is how it's pronounced. He's a Chief Warrant Officer 5, which if anyone that's in the Army knows that Chief Warrant Officer 5s don't exist. Like that's not even a thing. Like I've always wondered, I've never seen one out and about. A 5. So it's kind of a big deal.
Can you explain that rank a little bit? Because
cool.
I've known of chief warrant officers, but it's not a commissioned officer, right? But that's a very highly ranked enlisted member.
It's
correct?
a chief warrant officer. Yeah. So there's officers which would start at weirdly there's non-commissioned officers would be like a sergeant.
Yep.
Right. And then it goes into chief warrant officers would be the next group, right? And then it goes.
So it's like above a command sergeant.
Yes, it would be above a command sergeant, but below a lieutenant. Okay,
so
but
kind of in between there.
Right, but here's the but to it. If you are a CW5, you're above. I mean, that's like damn near general territory as far as respect.
Okay,
that's crazy. That's crazy respect. It's just kind of like command sergeant major.
Yep.
It's like if a lieutenant walked up to command sergeant major and said blah blah blah. It's like get lost, kid. Like flick him and get him out of there. But so it's pretty neat that was his rank, seeing that in the first piece. But so anyways, this guy, he was flying a helicopter to capture Maduro.
Yep.
And he led the flight going in there on a Chinook. And as he was flying in, there was anti-aircraft that were firing him, and it took out his legs. Like it literally shot his legs up, blew him apart, and it's not just any fire, it's anti-aircraft fire, which is a larger round, right? So his legs are blown out. He turns the helicopter, lets his gunner unload on these people. They load. He still makes the decision to land the aircraft and unload the Delta Force guys that he's carrying on there to get Maduro, right? Which is freaking crazy, right? And they know that what shit's going on because they're watching the blood like roll in the back of the helicopter, like roll from the freaking flight deck, like backwards. So everybody knows that there's some shit happening up front right now. But these guys, they still execute the mission, and they still fly back. He survives the thing, and as he's heading back, he looks over to his co-pilot and is like, dude, you got to take over. I'm about to pass out. Like he's passing out from all the blood loss. But yeah, and then he still shows up. This happens like after his knees get turned into basically hamburger. He shows up on just the other day, on Tuesday. to this with a walker.
A month later.
Yeah, with a walker. I mean, like,
That is incredible.
dude, it's incredible.
What a badass.
I mean, like,
what a badass.
in the face of death, like he did this. So that was pretty badass. But now the second guy, which was Navy Captain Elmer Royce Williams. Did you see this guy?
No.
He is right now. He's 100 years old, 100-year-old man. So he fought in the Korean War, World War II. He also fought in Vietnam War.
All three of them.
Yep. He's got like some serious missions. He's got over 110 missions like in his lifetime. He had a dogfight in November 18th, 1952 that was so top secret that he didn't even tell his wife.
Sorry, so he was a pilot.
He was a pilot.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'll go into what he did. So because not a lot of people have ever heard of this guy. I had never heard of this guy before this, right? And I was like, dude, what are you giving a 100-year-old a freaking Medal of Honor for? That seems a little bit, delayed. But it was so freaking suppressed. The story was so suppressed, and I'll tell you why. So Williams was leading the division of 3 Panther jets. And again, this is 1952. They were on a combat air patrol over the coastal areas over North Korea to protect the task force that had 77 ships in that area. They spotted 7 Soviet MiGs out there flying along. Now, they were told not to do anything to these MiGs. It was just like we've seen in Top Gun. It's like, don't engage unless, you're engaged first, right? Well, the MiGs engaged. The MiGs engaged, and they started fighting. There's 3 airplanes out there fighting with him. Or there was a total of 3, pardon me. One, right away, the fuel pump on it goes bad and has to return back. So now we're down to 2, okay?
It's 2 versus 7?
Yep, it's 2 versus 7. He starts shooting. He takes one down almost immediately, one of the MiGs. His wingman gun jams. The gun jams. So now he's sitting out there by himself, right? So the wingman has to leave and go back to the ship. And he's sitting out there. It's 1 versus 6. He ends up shooting down 4 of the MiGs by himself in a 35-minute dogfight, the longest one in U.S. history, right? Now, it's been quiet because it was against Russia, and it was during the Cold War, and they didn't want anyone to know anything about this, right? He ended up getting, I'm way off of, I'm getting emotional on this here. He ended up taking on 263 bullet holes in his aircraft.
Holy.
His hydraulics were out. He still had to land on the aircraft carrier. Now,
with no landing gear?
It doesn't say that he didn't have any landing gears, but he had no
Wow.
Yep. He was on the how do you pronounce that? Oris Canny, I think so. Like Oris Canny. I'm probably mutilating the word, but it's the aircraft carrier. Anyway, so this was secret for 55 years or 50 years, is somewhere right in between there. But it was secret from because they didn't want it to leach out from the Soviet Union situation, right?
Yeah. It sparked something bigger.
Right. So now this is, like I said, the only Russia air engagement. Now, this is where it gets weird. This is like the buckle up situation, right?
Jeez,
like,
that was already a crazy story.
That is a crazy story, all right? So now the movie Top Gun actually kind of alludes to this story, all right? So in the movie, Viper, the commander instructor, he mentions being in a classified battle with Maverick's father, who died in a MiG engagement. Viper said that he was stationed on the aircraft carrier Aris Canny, I can't even pronounce it, and couldn't talk about it. So, yep. Now I'm online. People are saying, "Hey, this is the flight, right?" Now, in the background of Viper's office in Top Gun, there's a photo. A black and white photo. And that black and white photo is of Mitchell.
No way.
That's him. That's in the back of his
So
in the office.
They were
so they were
was
alluding.
this Top Gun 1 or 2?
Number 1.
So they were alluding to this battle.
Yeah, they're alluding to that battle
That is amazing.
in Top Gun. Yeah, well, that's what. But there's no claims. So I mean, like, just to be like transparent, Top Gun doesn't have any claims saying that that's true and that no one's making claims.
Come
but
on.
It's kind of like it's kind of an interesting thing, right?
That's awesome. Well, and if they did, even if they did that, like, good on them, honestly, of honoring them, because I'm sure they knew at some point. Yeah, at some point this will be declassified,
Right.
And this guy's going to be a hero. He probably already was somewhat of a hero, but That's an amazing story.
So this whole piece is actually on the Medal of Honor. So I just kind of give some stats. I kind of did stats on the Olympics.
Yeah.
So the Medal of Honor. Here we go. So when was it created? So and who was it created by? So it was put in place by Abraham Lincoln back in 1861, which was for the Navy first. Then it moved on and added into the Army in 1862, which is called the Congressional Medal of Honor. How you get it, according to the military, is the Medal of Honor is awarded, recognized for acts of extraordinary heroism and valor performed by members of the U.S. Armed Forces above and beyond call of duty. Often, pretty much, most of the time, like someone has to die for it. You pretty much almost have to die for it anyways.
Yeah, it's pretty rare to be alive.
Right, exactly. According to Congress, this is crazy. So 3,500 people, unique people, have received it. There's 19 double recipients of the Medal of Honor that have gotten it for different acts of valor.
No way.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That is absolutely wild. Yes.
Do you have I'm sure this is not fair, but numbers by war or like how?
I do have numbers by war. So there was actually a time frame that it was given out way too loosely. So before the Korean War, it actually there was actually 900 and some people that they removed, like in 1917. They removed the Medal of Honor from them. They took it back because they were giving it out too often, right? They were giving it out to all kinds of people. One actually is the only female ever to get it was a civilian nurse. And what she did during the Civil War, she went over enemy lines and treated soldiers, was helping soldiers, and she ended up getting it in 1977. So in 1917, they took it away from her. They gave it back to her in 1977. Okay. That was the only female that ever got it. But so of that, 19 doubles. Now, what is it made of? This is kind of crazy too. So it's made of basically brass, copper, zinc. It's like a giant nothing burger, right?
As far as metal, yeah.
Right. Like it's not made out of gold. It's not something super freaking crazy. Matter of fact, the military, you know what it costs to manufacture, or military pays for that Medal of Honor? $30.
Jeez.
It's a $30 medal. Yep,
Man,
it's $30.
It kind of feels messed up.
It is a little bit messed up. Now, in 2004, there was a bill proposed to make it 90% gold.
Ooh.
Yep, but it didn't pass, and Congress shot it down.
Bastards.
So the question is, how much today in today's dollars? In today's dollars, at 18 karat, it would cost $25,000. So since 2004, there's been 28 people that would have received it. That would have cost, if they would have put that bill into effect, that would have cost $700,000 for everybody that has gotten it.
Wow.
The government.
Okay, and we're sending all this money overseas to nonsense.
So I thought to myself, I was like, well, wait a minute. Like in 2004 bill, what did pass? Because they don't want to pass making that gold, right? For the guys that like the highest honor in the country, that has someone sacrifices their life basically to, for the freedom of this country and in war. It's like, so what they did spend it on, $278 billion in economic development initiatives, which include theater renovations in Jenkinstown, Pennsylvania, which came to the tune of $48 million. Tea Museum in Sparta, North Carolina. Paternity tests for bears. Parade float maker initiatives. Everyone remembers the Bridge to Nowhere. So, yeah, it all added up on those things that I talked about. That was over $500 million. This bill, if they would have said yes to that part of it, would have been $700,000.
Frickin' bastards.
Seriously.
It's crazy if you think about it.
Well, because also military medals, I know I've just seen with like the Purple Heart and stuff, it's something you can't, I would assume you can't go melt it down. Your family member, if you pass away and you got that Medal of Honor, I wouldn't be able to take my grandfather's Medal of Honor, go melt it down for spot price. Because like with the Purple Heart, I can't buy your Purple Heart and then sell it. It goes back to the family. It always goes back to the family. There is no monetary value, I guess, to it.
Yeah, I and that does make sense. That does make sense because it's just the recognition that's really the value. It's not the fact that it's gold. I mean, like if I'm gonna take a step back here, it's the recognition for what these soldiers have done, which really does matter.
Yeah, but it should be gold, like at the highest prestigious. Shoot, make it out of a diamond. I mean, you're not giving that many out.
I think it would be interesting.
Dude, that's all. That's like awesome awesome stories, like crazy information as far as the guys go.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that they got honored at the State of the Union. I mean, otherwise, they put them on the front stage, right?
Yeah.
And as even us talking about it now, which
That
they
should be that should be normal practice in front of the country.
Absolutely.
In front of the country, because typically these it's always a secondary conversation or like a quick hit, like, oh yeah, John Smith got the Medal of Honor. Beep.
Yeah.
Well,
who's the guy? Is it Dakota Meyer? Dakota Meyer? Is that his name? Is he from?
Is that the
Medal of Honor guy?
Where is he from? Texas?
That's the guy
I
where
thought he's from around the Midwest somewhere.
dude, is that the guy where Obama was giving it? And he's like, him and his crew were getting pounded, and it's like the way
I don't know if that's him, but yeah, and he like
smirks.
The meme is like when you keep your military bearing.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
like you fight back the.
Yeah, I don't remember what. I know the clip you're talking about, but I don't think that was him.
All right.
There's a couple of guys, but I've listened to a few podcasts with. Is that his name?
It's Dakota Meyer. I'm
Yeah.
trying to see where he was from.
While you're looking that up, and then
He's from.
where's he from? Maybe he is from Texas.
He's from Kentucky.
Oh, Kentucky. Why
Yeah.
did I feel like there's a guy? I feel like there's a guy from Minnesota or North Dakota. I'm pretty sure North Dakota that won the Medal of Honor. Let me see. I'm almost positive there is.
Someone from North Dakota?
Yeah,
They don't even have trees there. How would they have Medal of Honor?
North
No dak.
Dakota Medal of Honor winner. I thought there was.
There's got to be. There's got to be. That's like some farm boys. I mean, like those are the boys that like.
Oh,
you
here it is.
better
Yeah,
look
yeah,
out
yeah. I think it's him. Clinton Romashaw.
Clinton Romashaw. You sound like you're reading like me.
And I remember, if I remember his story right, it's pretty crazy.
There's
Yeah. That's
so
definitely the
many.
guy. That's definitely the guy.
This Clinton Romashaw?
This one says he's from California.
Oh.
I swear, maybe he lives in North Dakota now. I don't know. But anyways, that would be fun to get a guy like that on here.
There would be. There's only like 60 alive right now.
Yeah. Before we move on, I have to say we talked about my favorite YouTube channels. My third favorite YouTube channel on the planet is Don Shipley. You ever watch his channel?
Don Shipley?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Don Shipley.
Don Shipley.
Dude, he calls out fake Navy SEALs. He calls them up. But and this is why I bring this up though, is because I get really pissed off when I see guys that fake their service for the immediate authority that title of Navy SEAL brings with it.
Yeah.
So they go out there and they're trying to make business deals and get a job or whatever. Like, yeah, I'm a Navy SEAL. I was like, oh, really? There's an immediate like, oh, I can trust this guy. He must be a great guy if he's a former Navy SEAL. So, and people abuse that all the time. Don Shipley calls him out, man. He calls him up and he confronts them in the street and he's like, I got guys that died on the battlefield and here you are. You know, it's like, thank you for doing this and calling these guys out.
For real.
Dude, it is every episode that I watch, I'm like, it's gold, absolute gold. Highly recommend. I think it's just look up Don Shipley, and his son was DJ Shipley, probably like one of the more famous SEALs out there today in like the podcasting world and stuff.
It is a weird thing. Like, watching this stuff, like, I know guys that are in Delta Force, Special Forces, Navy SEALs. I know the whole freaking gamut, very personally. And, the Navy SEALs seem like they're the ones that are freaking most vocal. Like, out there, they're like, I'm a Navy SEAL. And it's just kind of like, and you're a badass, dude. Like, I'm not taking that away from you, but it's just kind of like, what the F?
Well, have you seen
what's going on here?
the sniper? I can't remember his real name, but they call him the Reaper, the Grim Reaper.
Chris Kyle?
No. Look it up. I wish I knew his name. Like, see, the Reaper sniper. He is a badass.
You talking about from
Nicholas
Vietnam?
Irving? Nicholas Irving. No, from I believe it was Iraq.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
He's been on Sean Ryan. He's been on a bunch of podcasts.
Okay.
But he was talking about the Navy SEALs, and he's like, man,
Oh, is he?
he's
He's a black guy, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he was Green Beret, I believe.
Okay.
But he talked about in a recent clip that I saw that he's glad that he wasn't a SEAL because more often than not, he saw those guys not doing what they, what the movies show them. Like, unless you're like SEAL Team 6, if you're on one of the other teams, you're probably not doing all the stuff you see in the movies.
Right.
But, so on what you were saying.
Yeah,
his story, I think he has a book. Like, I highly recommend this guy. Yeah, it's called The Deadliest Ops Snipers, dude. Whenever I see a clip of him pop up, I immediately click it. I'm like, all right, I gotta listen to what this guy's say.
Dude, I'll tell you something. Like Delta Force guys, you may meet Delta Force guys in your lives, but you'll never meet Delta Force guys in your lives. And you're
Well,
like,
those guys are next level.
they don't even talk about that stuff. Like
Yeah.
it's very. I mean, like they don't want that credit. They don't want. You wouldn't know that they are. Like it's
Well,
very
Delta
bizarre.
Force is like a combination of all of those special forces
Well,
units,
it's
right?
the
The
pick.
best of the
Yeah,
best.
It's the best. Yeah.
The
Well,
pinnacle of
Yeah.
special forces,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah. And they don't always pick off of like pure. Like, I mean, like on that level, they don't always pick off of physical performance either. I mean, there's some crazy specimens out there. Don't get me wrong, but it's I mean, it's a lot of it is right
Mental,
here.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the utmost respect for all those guys.
Yeah. So
I really do.
Yeah. I couldn't do that.
Dave, we got to move on here, but that was a great segment. We got sixth period with Dave here. What are you covering today, Dave?
We'll take you into the future a couple years, let you guys know what's going to happen. Wireless electricity.
So, okay, keep going. Sorry.
All right. So over in Finland, they've been dealing with this. This has been something that's been going on for a few years. And think you guys all have a phone that you could probably lay on something, starts charging. So it's nothing real new. No wires, no plugs, just power through the air. How Finland is experimenting with wireless technology or wireless electricity. So
When did that article come out?
this came out about a month ago, January 26,
Nice.
2026.
Nice.
But in a nutshell, because did you guys, there's things that are already out there that this is pretty much expanding on. So right now, like Porsche's, what they're dealing with is, it should be coming out this year, if not early 2027, is instead of plugging your car in, you're going to be able to just park your car on top of a pad, wireless charging pad for your car. And in Paris right now, there's a 1.5 kilometer stretch. However, that is into miles. They should get their stuff together. Go by
American.
Yeah.
Damn it.
So they, as you're driving, your car charges. So that is a real thing right now.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
And
Like
this,
I've heard of them talk about making entire highways of that.
yes, and that
You know what pisses me off about that? Like, it actually pisses me off is like I talked to Chick Canassi. He's like a NASCAR. He runs like a giant construction company out in California. I told him, I said, there needs to be like pucks built into the ground. As you drive your electric car over it, it just picks it up as you're driving down there. And it could be like a tollway, and then it recognizes that the power's down there. And then like you can just hit accept and your car starts recharging, right? And you just start getting charged.
Well, what did he say?
He was like, that's crazy.
but it's there. Like it's there. And what they're doing now is instead of like wireless charging with your house or with your car, it's going directly into your residential area is what they're experimenting with. So pretty soon we are doing a full circle to 36,000 years ago when the ancient technology of the pyramids was finally, lost from.
Yes. Yes. I was hoping you were going to bring this here.
Well, dude, that totally.
Okay. Explain that, because that is a theory with the pyramids. The theory with the pyramids is that they are way older than we think they are, and they were actually like an electrical
Conduit.
Yeah.
And well, yeah, because I think what people think is that the pyramid on top supposedly was made of gold and that it would just shoot out the electricity. But there's other theories that gold piece was grabbing all the energy from the sun. And then we had like light posts. And that's what this is kind of experimenting over in Finland is it's these poles that transmit the electricity. Pretty much you still have telephone or wire, electricity poles, just not cables that run through them. So then it kind of looked like the same thing through the ancient technology of the mock-ups that AI and stuff makes, is that the electricity was passed through these poles.
So how exactly are they experimenting with this?
So really what they're doing with the research and everything that they're doing, not disappointed to say it's not like they're powering houses or anything. It's powering small devices through the air, modest scale. And then why wireless electricity cannot yet replace traditional power grids. It's really kind of like any I would say like battery powered electricity is like, how do you store that energy? Because energy can't come from nothing. You have to be able to produce that energy and then store the energy somewhere. And that's just like anything with batteries or solar powered. Why do we not just go all solar power and not do, coal and gas and all that stuff? Is because you have to store it somewhere.
Well, my question too is, and you talked about this kind of earlier, and this is a really big thing, like 5G, like not because people go real crazy with that, but this stuff is in the air, radio waves, literally everything. How would that affect our bodies? Because even this affects our bodies. We know that. There is a warning in the box with your iPhone that talks about the radiation.
Yeah.
It's a real thing. So, and then I also know that like if you're charging your phone or especially with one of those wafers,
Dude.
you're not supposed to be using it when it's charging.
Yes.
Because it gives off more radiation.
And that's dude, that is the one thing they haven't really said anything about that, but that is where and then that's, back to when we talked about just the rampant spread of diseases and stuff is some of people link that to, cell phones and all that stuff, like the radiation from the cell towers and
lower sperm count, more cancer.
But
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that had something to do with it. And again, it's not just those waves, like literally everything. I mean, there's waves all around us.
it is. I think it's kind of weird because I don't know if I'm for it, against it. Kind of a cool technology, but
Do you know anything or have anything on Tesla? Because there's a conspiracy that before he died, he was actually testing this.
yes, dude. So there is. I was not on this article specifically. This is the Times, but apparently that, and this is where you get into those wild energy conspiracies. Like the one that's going rampant right now is that some guy figured out how to turn the petroleum from plastic into gasoline and run your car off of garbage. He's been missing for a year. No one can find him.
Yeah,
And-
I've heard those.
People reinvent Tesla because a lot of his patents and stuff were bought and then suppressed. So people that try and kind of reinvent the wheel of Tesla also.
That
Yeah.
Warden, you guys know that Wardenclyffe Tower that Tesla did? Like JP Morgan had him, he was going to do that giant tower so they could wirelessly communicate across
That's kind of what this is, right? With the
Yeah. But he secretly shifted his focus to shooting power instead of transmitting actually, because we were going to transmit actually like radio frequencies.
Okay.
That's what JP Morgan thought. And there's like this theory, and I'm not exactly sure, so don't quote me on this, but like he shot the power somewhere over into Russia and there's like a giant explosion. And then JP Morgan's like, burp, shut it down.
Oh, that was actually it wasn't a meteor over there?
That's like a conspiracy theory. So
Really?
I don't know.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I don't know what.
You know what I'm talking about, right? The meteor.
Yeah, absolutely.
In Siberia.
Yep.
And I don't think we know much about Tesla because so much of his stuff is just suppressed. The guy was a genius.
Yeah.
I mean, truly ahead of his time. Everyone thinks that Edison was the one that created the light bulb.
Well, I do believe didn't they both invent different types of electricity, like DC current and then something else?
AC.
I don't know. I could be totally wrong here.
I don't even know who recognized it, but I do know that I watched a podcast on Sean Ryan. That was a gentleman was talking about, I think it was Caltech. Caltech put a satellite up in outer space, and they're shooting tiny amounts of power down to the Earth.
Really?
Power things, yeah. So they're saying that it's the best place to farm power because 24 hours a day, the position of the satellites, they can capture, the solar panels can capture the sun, right? So it can beam
With no
down.
clouds?
Right. It can beam down and power certain stations, right?
This is what I'm talking about with Tesla.
That was a good question right there. That was a great point about the clouds. I don't know about that.
Well, I would assume no clouds unless it's even a low flying orbit.
But I wonder, yeah, I suppose if you're pushing the power, though, you probably wouldn't even necessarily need that transmission. You could push right through the cloud.
Shoot, might even help if there's electricity in the cloud. Maybe you get more.
So what we're talking about with
interesting
Tesla, it's called the Tesla coil, possibly Tesla's most famous invention and certainly one of his most spectacular. The Tesla coil was a product of his ambition to create a system that could transmit electricity wirelessly. He invented high frequency electricity.
God, we should save this one. We should save this one because I think there's a lot. Yeah, we should do a deep dive on that.
There is definitely a lot.
I think there's a lot there
off.
to eat up. Yeah, I think there's a lot to eat up on that one.
Yeah, and because I don't have much more on it, I think it's really cool. Like I think in 5 years it'll be wild where we are just with technology. We're still in that parabolic straight up phase.
The question is though, that leads me is like, do we head down that path because I think wireless power is a necessity. I've heard that recently that we have to mine in the next 18 years, we have to mine more copper than we have in the history of time.
Yeah.
Do we have the resources to keep freaking throwing,
No.
lines out there.
We don't.
Right? Like making more and more grids.
Right.
So can we jump? I mean, at some point we're going to have to start jumping this electricity, or we're going to have to start using hydrogen power generators inside homes and
nuclear.
And nuclear for sure. But you still need to use nuclear. You still need the damn transmission lines.
Yeah.
Well,
I just had this conversation with a friend I feel like a lot of this stuff, we don't have the resources right now. We need the information data centers that need insane amounts of electricity and water. And like you said, with all the battery and things we need for electric cars, with computers, all this stuff, we literally don't have enough resources. Copper is one of them, nickel. So it'll be interesting to see. That's what worries me about the stock market. That was my conversation with him, is like, look, all these prices everything is like 10 years of profit in the future, like predicted profits. Are we going to get to those profits? Like these forward PEs, like we don't have the resources yet. A lot of these semiconductors being sold, I mean, these are future contracts. They don't even have enough. They're like so far behind already. So anyways, that's a whole nother conversation.
It's crazy. It's crazy times, man. Crazy times.
I know. I actually, as crazy as things are, I'm very grateful in the time we live. Like, I mean, we are witnessing history every single day. There's new stuff. It's crazy.
I think my algorithm hits me where it's like being a child of the 80s. And I'm like, they're like, it was the best time to be alive. And I'm like, it was a good time to be alive. But I still think we're still living in good times. I'm not going to say that this is bad times. I get the whole cell phone and people not communicating as well as, or even communicating correctly. Right now,
I think we live in a time where it's an amazing time if you have some self-control. If you can have some self-control and prioritize, like, we live in an amazing time. But if you don't have self-control and you sit and doom scroll all day, or you let yourself get sucked into gambling, like online gambling, all these like bad vices, which are easier than ever to slip into, then your life is probably gonna suck.
I heard a really good quote, maybe to end on the segment here, is, I wish you knew it was the best of times before you're out of the best of times.
Let me guess. The Office? Did you see that on The Office?
Season 8.
That's a great quote. It is. It's a depressing quote.
But then, so kind of an uplifting part of that is when he rounds back and they do like an off the shoot thing. And he's like, but that's the part is you're always in the best of times.
Yep.
Is if you allow yourself to be in the moment and in the times. So yeah, if you ever leave the best of times, well, that sucks, dude. You forgot to live in the moment.
I heard somebody say something like that too, like where they're like, I didn't know it would be my last sleepover. I didn't know it would be my last.
Yeah, one day it's going to be your last time.
Yeah, I didn't know it would be the last time going to the park to play pickup baseball. I didn't know it was my last time going to play PlayStation with my friends.
Last time we opened up a first edition Pokemon pack because we begged mom at the checkout line, and next thing we knew, that was it. That was the last time. And then,
yeah, I know. It's
life.
It's called life, dude. It's called life. It's getting deep here.
Are we have any more segments?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and share his thing first.
Yeah, I did want to share his thing because this guy's doing a bunch of good work, and I think we're gonna have him on the podcast because he's working on the inner cities. They're working. So this foundation's working on the inner city. I've seen it firsthand with the work that they're doing, and it's actually a crazy grind that they just picked this up and started doing this. He ended up losing his job as a machinist, and he was sitting around. He's like, I don't know what to do. So he started like going out, using his own money, and just feeding people on the streets. And then people started like watching him doing it, and then they started helping out, and he just kept getting more and more food and donations, help like that, and he just keeps going out and doing that. But I know that it's a struggle because he's waiting for summertime to pick back up because he does gutters also, to help just his family survive. But it's called Ezra's Light Foundation, and I'll send this to you so that you can pop it up on the screen.
okay.
All right. But he's on Instagram, and I don't know what else he's on. Personally, I follow him on Instagram. But if you could follow him, that would be a super, super big help to him, if anything, and just see what he's got going on. So I appreciate them, and I appreciate people.
I'm interested to talk to him more because, we were just talking about the Bible before the show, and I feel like that's one thing that's in there is we should be helping people and feeding people. Jesus did that, right?
Right.
And he's doing that.
Yeah.
And I don't think we do that enough.
Yeah, they got a great story too. The Ezra's Light Foundation. It's a great story, and I'll save that for that time.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk to him more. But we do have one more segment, folks, and please go follow him and support him and see what he's up to, see the work that he's doing. I think it's very important. So, last segment, though, we got our film studies class. We got a documentary today, kind of a mini documentary. It was only 50 minutes long. And then next week, I'm so excited for this one. This came out like a year or two ago, and I remember watching it and be like, I wish we were doing the podcast still because this is perfect. Next week, we're doing Jerry Springer Fights Camera Action. And I know, oh, Jerry Springer, Tyler, Jerry Springer. This is about the making of it and the formula of hooking people into content. And I feel like Balloon Boy kind of touches on this. That's what we watched this week. So next week, though, this is what I wanted to talk about. The key to creating viral content that taps into our deepest, darkest desires. And that's what Jerry Springer did. And their producers talk about it. The producers go in depth. They talk about how they made the show, the shamelessness of it. And it is fascinating. And it was arguably one of the more popular talk shows in American history. I mean, it was massive. And they talk about that. But that's for next week. This week, we watched Balloon Boy. You want to say something?
No, I was just thinking, I'm surprised there's not a podcast where you get like a husband and a wife together and it's like, that is not your child. And they're like,
Well, have you watched that Caleb Hammer guy?
No.
Oh, dude. Gold.
Gold? Caleb Hammer?
Gold.
Okay.
It is a phenomenal show. It's like a financial audit. So
Yeah.
he gets a couple that sits down and he goes through their, it's kind of like Dave Ramsey / Jerry Springer mixed in.
Sure.
Because they get into their life problems, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he is ruthless. He goes pretty hard on them. Like, oh, you're just an idiot, like wasting money. Blah, blah. It's phenomenal show. So I would highly recommend checking out his stuff. But so that kind of does exist. My point. All right, Balloon Boy. We've talked a lot. I feel like this show is a show of culture. That's what I feel like our show is we talk a lot about pop culture, literally anything online, and that's what our show is. This was a giant story when it happened. Do you guys remember when the story was viral?
I do. And
It was like, what would it say, 2016?
2007.
2007.
Yeah.
Holy crap. I feel like the boys in the movie seemed a lot younger than that. Like maybe they're in their 20s. They must have been in their 20s in this documentary.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because when it happened, the whatever his name was 6. The kid that was allegedly in the balloon.
Yeah.
So if you guys, before I keep going into this, if you guys did not watch the documentary, it was Balloon Boy. It's on Netflix, and it's about the story in 2007 when the news story broke that there was a flying saucer filled with helium. It was a homemade flying saucer, and there was a young little boy in the flying saucer. And the news outlets went crazy. And I remember, I legitimately remember the story. I remember seeing it on the news and thinking, what? Like there was this helium balloon, is essentially what it was, just drifting aimlessly in the sky. And the news stories were like, it's going to fall at some point. There's a kid there that's going to die. We're gonna follow it for you here as we're watching it. It was like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like and I thought that was the best part of this show. Is it in this documentary? Is it showed like, and it made me think: is there a person at like these national news outlets that just scan and hawk these local outlets for stories? It's like, yeah, we got one. Aaron, we got one. This is going to get eyeballs. Fish on, hell yeah. We got a 6-year-old that's about to fall out of a balloon, aimlessly wandering across the sky in Colorado.
break from the president. From the president.
They literally broke from the president, and they went into this story. That's how big this story was. It was viral.
Dude, it was crazy, though.
I feel like it was a little bit later than 2007.
A little boy.
Because Obama was the president.
Let me see.
A little boy.
Look up the date on this.
A little boy floating in a balloon at 10,000 feet across the sky.
Yeah.
You don't make that up.
Wondering, like, are we going to... And that's what the lady said. The lady said or do you? Yeah. The lady said... Oh, you got the date there?
2009. I think he might have been on Wife Swap in 2007.
Yeah, that sounds right. She said that. She's like, as I'm watching this, like, are we going to watch a little kid die?
Right.
Like, this is insane. What are we doing? So that was the story. If you guys remember it, if you're old enough to remember that, it was a very big deal. Like I said, I remember it when it was on the news. It was and then it became a bigger thing after it because, like Daniel said, this documentary kind of follows that there was speculation that this was a staged hoax, that the family actually, they knew that the boy was not in the balloon. They still reported it to the authorities and made it into this thing because they wanted the attention. And that was the part where I was like, maybe the guy or the family is telling the truth, because why? Why? What was the attention for? Were they trying to sell something, or they just like the attention? And that's a possibility, because like Devin said, October 15th, 2009. Okay. Like Devin said, they previously went on Wife Swap, which is a phenomenal show.
Yeah.
We have family that was on Wife Swap, and the producers of their episode got fired because the producers made it look worse than it actually was. This reality TV is wild, dude. It's like,
Dude.
how can we cater to people's deepest, darkest desires in the scummiest, shameless way?
You know what's dirty is that show, they were still like, I was watching it. I couldn't remember what happened. I remember it, but I couldn't remember how it played out.
Which show?
The Bloom Boy, this
Okay,
documentary.
yeah.
And now that we know what happened,
Yep.
while they were making it, the mom was like crying. She's like, my son was in the balloon. You know, I'm like, she literally was crying on the documentary.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? You like still believe the lie? You know, I mean, like, what's going on here?
Well, and that's where at the end, like the dad ended up going to jail for this. They took a plea deal. He took the plea deal
Forcefully.
and that's what he says. He says he still says he's innocent, but he took the plea deal to just end it all.
Well, no, it was because he would have been charged with. So if he didn't take the plea deal, because he already had like, I think $30,000 he had to pay back in like retribution for making up the story. But if he would have went through with the actual fight, the case to prove I'm innocent, it would have cost him hundreds of thousands. He estimated like $600,000-$700,000.
And possibly his wife's citizenship too.
Yeah, they
Yes.
threatened the
Yeah.
citizenship. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and the authorities deny that. The authorities deny that. But so it was a back and forth where you're like, I could believe the cops, I could believe them.
Yeah.
Like they both seem like they're telling the truth. Like, what is the truth?
You know what I loved about it? It was only 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He got in there, it told the story, and then got out.
Yep.
And I was confused. I was like, I can't remember what happened. The funny thing is my son came down and he's like, Foster, he's like, oh, that's Richard Heen, the Bloom Boy. He's like, it's not fake. And I was like, what? I was like, how do you know this?
How did he know that?
He's like, it's all over TikTok or something like that. I was like,
probably
what?
for the, I don't know, when something hits like a Netflix or something. And then what I've noticed too, actually, when something hits YouTube free TV, it starts to reviral and circulate. So I think because when did the documentary come out? It was pretty recent, I thought, right?
Well, last year, I think. Last year.
So then it makes its rounds.
Mid to late last year. Yeah, so it's pretty fresh, kind of.
So they're pumping it.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's fun. I hate to say this, but I watched the America's Next Top Model documentary with my wife, and I've never ever watched an episode of that show.
I've never watched Kardashians.
No, but I haven't watched that either. But the making of the that's what it was about, like the disgustingness of the show, but the shamelessness of the show. 20 years later. But they made the show because it kind of went viral again during COVID. The America's Next Top Model has like 22 seasons or something. But people were home during COVID and they binged it. And people started making TikToks and they're like, this is the wildest, most insane and ugly show I've ever seen. They're taking these 115-pound women and calling them fat, and it's like, and then so through this documentary, they show these insane moments on the show. I'm like, this was TV, the number one show on planet Earth for years, and this is what it was. But that's what reality show TV is. It's shameless. It doesn't matter if it's gonna get the views, and that's what social media is.
The girl with the terrible haircut, get up here.
Oh, that's the dance moms. That's the look at this poor 12-year-old ugly kid with the head. Yeah, who's your mom? F you.
Dude,
F you. Look what you did to your kid's hair.
She just totally knew it was her too, though. It's
She
just
did.
like, this is the sad part. Like,
Dude, that's reality TV.
Yeah.
And this is what, and my point about it is, we have social media, we have the content on social media that goes viral. If you put your boobs out, if you have anything to do with money, Mr. Beast, for example, if you tie dollars to it, if you have anything to do with wrath, like news stories, you will go viral with with semi-good production. That's the key. You cater to people's vices. In that show, it was vanity. It was what's beauty, right? And
Yeah.
it was the reality TV formula has just shifted. It's still there. Reality TV still exists, but it has just shifted to social media.
Well, because the good part and bad part with that is like there was a little part in the late 2000s that revived, I would say, C and B grade celebrities. You had Tila Tequila, Flavor Flav.
Oh, Tila. Jeez, I forgot about
You
that.
have what's his name? Shot of Love with he
Flavor
was like,
Flav?
No.
Bret Hart.
Yeah. No, not Bret Hart. The singer.
Yeah,
George Brett. Or no, what was his name?
Brett Michaels?
Michael Brett. No.
Brett Michaels?
yeah, might have been
Brett
Bret.
Michaels.
Yeah,
Brett Michaels. Yeah, it was Brett.
Hulk
I think it was Brett
Hogan,
Michaels.
Ozzy. Yeah.
dude. Ozzy was A-lister, but
Dude.
you know, Gene Simmons. You had all these people trying to relive kind of get back into the spotlight.
Dude, speaking of Ozzy, have you seen the whole freaking Kelly Osbourne thing?
That's weird.
Yeah,
Dude, I mean, talking about fat shaming. Look at this. Look at that. Like,
Yeah.
how old do you think she is?
50s? 50?
yeah.
45, 50?
41.
She, I think
It's like, holy moly, dude.
like as much as I feel like she has some severe mental stuff going on. That's the only explanation for that.
yeah, that's crazy.
But I feel like that is a product of being in the spotlight and like trying to live up to this fake standard, right? It's weird, man. Like the entertainment world. That's why I appreciate podcasts more so though, because I feel like it's much more real than a lot of these reality TV shows. And I think that's why people gravitate to them.
Yeah.
It's not this, but reality TV is still very popular.
But you can't fake a whole podcast, trim, edit out, because they follow everyone around for a whole week to make a half-hour show. You're trimming hundreds of hours of somebody's life into 30 minutes in that time. That's insane.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, dude, have you guys watched the Jerry Springer documentary yet?
No.
Just some of it.
Oh, dude, it's crazy. It's crazy.
I remember you talking about
It's
it.
crazy. So okay, on this balloon boy, let's get back to the balloon boy here.
Dude, we got to get together and like watch these all at once. Like I can only imagine you like jumping around on the couch and that. You're like, it's crazy.
Well, no, I feel like it's relatable because we live in the content world. This is what we do. We make content. We are personalities online, right?
Yeah.
This is what we do. And if we were scummier with our work, if we wanted to get more views, the formula is there.
Dude,
I don't have it in my soul to do that, but I feel like it if you have an ounce of shamelessness and godlessness, you could be whatever you want online. If you follow the reality TV formula for getting views, it's all there.
I sit here, I'm constantly amazed by like how much content you've seen, like from like videos to movies to, you always know what the current events are. I'm just like, how do you follow all this stuff? It's just,
That's
honestly,
my
it's
job.
mind-boggling.
It's my job.
Right, I know, but it's mind-boggling that you can even like get all of that in. Every week I'm like, what the heck?
I appreciate culture.
And then
I'm a man of culture.
But then also I have kids, and I know you do a lot with your kids, and
Yeah, well,
you shut it down at family hour.
No, I mostly shut it down. Yeah, at 4:00.
Yeah,
And then after dinner, I usually pick it back up a little bit. But yeah, more into than I should be, honestly.
yeah, that's all of us though.
No, for sure. Yeah. So on the balloon boy, do you guys think they purposely faked it?
No.
You don't think they did?
No, I think it was a little mix of both. I think honestly that they knew the kid wasn't in there because here's one thing. The kid would have died of helium poison. You can't sit in a balloon. I mean, imagine sitting there sucking on a helium balloon tank all for an hour. I think he was up in the air for 50-something minutes, or he traveled 52 miles. So you're sucking on this balloon of helium. You're not making it. There's just no
you're
way.
that people literally, yeah, you die.
Yeah. So I think it's 50. I think somewhat is 50-50. I don't know.
Do you think they faked it?
Yeah.
So you think they purposely, they knew he was not in the balloon when they called the cops? Okay.
Yeah, I have a hard time believing that. I mean, they really did a great job acting it out. They really did a great job acting it out. I mean, it was a little dramatic. I heard a lot of people saying like that it was overreaction, blah, blah, blah. But the second that I heard that he was on Wife Swap too, and then he was like playing that down, I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Like, he's not just this wholesome dad. And another red flag for me was how bad the kids swore. Like, that was a weird thing. Like, the kids really had foul mouths for
Yeah.
being this wholesome family that does experiments and.
The thing that I think I'm more with you, and I was on the family side up until the very end when he said, "I got something big coming. I got something real
Yeah.
big coming."
Yeah, and he's
I'm
like,
like, "Oh, so is this a publicity thing? Are you agreeing to this documentary because you got something big coming?"
Absolutely.
That's what I was like, "Oh, dude, you ruined it for me." I was back and forth the whole documentary, and then you said that. I'm like, "Oh, dude."
The only thing I defend a little bit of why I think it's somewhat real is when you look at, I mean, it's hard to make a kid act. So
Right.
when you only have one shot, it's not like you're popping these freaking alien spaceship helium balloons up in the air. So they had one shot at it. And the kid, if he acted, dude, you got an Oscar. You sold me. Because he did a really
Well,
good acting job, the
yeah.
kid.
I agree
I've-
with you, but that's why I think he said what he said. He's a kid. He can't act. And he said, yeah, it was for the TV.
But not that kid, his brother that was sitting there
oh,
on the camera when he's like, no, no.
Yeah.
Whatever his name is, little Johnny's in the spaceship.
Falcon, I think his name was, or something.
Yeah, it was kind of.
No, that's a good point. That's
That's the only reason. Otherwise, the dad, kind of a sketcher. The mom.
What did you think about his lie detector test? Because lie detector tests are known to be not reliable. You can't even use those as like pieces of evidence in court.
But it's still something.
It is something, but
The bigger was how
But-
he acted while he was
yes,
taking it.
the
Yeah.
guy the
He's
guy even
like-
said, he's like, look, he's using published techniques. Like you could find books that tell you what to do to pass a lie detector test, and he did those things.
Yeah.
So it was
And-
like, okay, that's kind of like he knew what he was doing to get rid of it, unless he just coincidentally was acting like that to pass it.
Well, and then the interview with the previous wife swap mom. Do you think he did this? No. And those people, I mean, you're finding opposites.
Right.
Most of the time, they don't like each other at all. So when she says, then I am like, well,
Wait, I thought she said that he did stage it.
she said she didn't believe that he would do something like that.
Oh, I must have misheard that.
Just from the stuff just from the stuff from the documentary, I guess I can see where you could look at it either way. I really
Yeah.
do.
Yeah,
50-50,
definitely,
yeah.
definitely.
I definitely can see it going either way. I just would say, I think the big pieces too was, again, that lie detector thing was really freaking weird.
That was sketchy.
I mean, he acted really abnormal for just trying to clear his name. And,
Yeah.
you know,
See,
like,
the dude-
I,
He's a snake oil salesman. That's the bad part with it, is the guy himself just doesn't seem like a genuine dude. Like if he came up to us to try and sell something, it'd be like, dude, get the hell out of here,
Yeah.
man.
He reminds me of someone, and I'll tell you afterwards. So you're gonna be like, yes, I guarantee it.
All right.
But we have to end the show now. We gotta get going.
we got to go home.
We gotta, dude, you are home. All right. Do you guys have any parting words for the fine folks of Zeducation University, the students of Zeducation University?
Man, I guess I go first. I mean, just, tune in on Sunday. Keep this thing going, keep the comments going. I appreciate the comments and everything, the energy that you guys have going for us. And I have I did want to touch that I got some emails, you guys, that of some things that I'm researching right now. So your emails are not in vain. We will be talking about some of that stuff inside the emails.
All right. Keep on keeping on. Have a good weekend. Enjoy. We got the end of February, so if some of y'all listen to this, spring is here.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Keep on keeping on. Life's a garden, dude. Dig it, dude.
Yeah.
Go to church.
Man moves the sand of history.
We're going to end it there. Folks, if you are watching on YouTube, please make sure you are subscribed and have the bell click for notifications. If you are on the main channel, check out the Clips channel, Zeducation University Clips. And if you are watching on YouTube, check out the show on Apple, Spotify, iHeart, and vice versa. If you are listening to this on your podcast, please head over to the YouTube channels and support us there. Thank you guys for being here. We will be here again next week. That's it for today's show. I'm Tyler Zed, and this is Zeducation University. We have a jam-packed episode today.
Sorry. That's the worst thing you've ever said.
Well, this is breaking news to me. I haven't heard anything about this.
Quick story time.
I had that freaking near fatal collapse.
You didn't.